on, guys? Creator here and Ron. We're back with a new episode of This Week in Wrestling. I have a brain thought. God damn, I just lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought.
And we're off to a good start.
Yes, we are. Sorry about that, guys. I had a long week, but yeah. Welcome to This Week in Wrestling. We talk about everything related in the world of wrestling, mainly WWE. First things first, Ron, how you been?
Doing fine, other than the fact that my job screwed me out of something. But the good news is, because they screwed me out of it, I'm actually going to stay up to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling live.
See, so there was a positive, somewhat of a positive to come out of that.
Yeah, I mean, because usually when I want to watch it, it comes on East Coast time, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm usually asleep. And by the time I wake up, it's usually the match before the last match or whatever, and then I have to leave from work, and I end up finding out via, YouTube or not YouTube, like via spoilers or whatever about what happened. But now, if I'm actually managed to stay up till 3 o'clock or whatever, I'm actually can watch this live, which is going to be interesting.
I got you. Now, before we start anything, somebody passed away today, and we will talk about that briefly. Adam West, for those who don't know, Adam West sadly passed away at the age of 88. Yeah. So before we even start, any thoughts you want to give about that?
Yeah, Adam Lee. I want to know. Someone actually came when I said that I can't believe Adam Lee died. He was like, his name was Adam West. And I'm like, well, if you've never seen that Family Guy episode where he was trying to put his name on the light bright and he couldn't find any more letters, and his name was Adam Wee instead of Adam West. That's the joke.
He was hilarious.
Yeah, Adam West. I was reading a little bit about him. Other than the fact of him being Batman, as everybody know. Yeah, he first started in the movie The Young Philadelphians, which is something I heard in the movie. I never seen it. And apparently, believe it or not, a lot of studios back then did not take him up for roles because they didn't think of him as a serious actor
because of Batman. Yeah.
Like that's something I actually didn't know. Like it always dawned on me, like how come I haven't seen him in that many other stuff? Because I always thought he was, in my eyes, a good actor. But a lot of people said that he was not taking up any other roles because of his role in Batman not being serious and everything. And at first he was a little mad about it, but then he embraced it and stuff like that. So. And not only did he did Batman, not only did he did Family Guy, he was also, and something I'm missing this weekend. It was this weekend, next weekend. I can't remember. Actually, it's next weekend. As I look at my calendar, he was also the principal, and I'm going way back on this. He was the principal in Pete and Pete.
Yeah, sad I never heard of that show, but
yeah, Pete and Pete is when Nickelodeon was good. in my time. When Nickelodeon was good, they used to have these shows, and Pete was one of them. And Pete and Pete was the show of Pete and his younger brother Pete. It sounds stupid. Pretty much, it was Malcolm in the Middle before Malcolm in the Middle.
I got you.
But it was I won't say it was kid friendly ish, for Nickelodeon humor, but that kind of thing. But yeah, he played the principal whenever they show him. Not all the time, when every day is a episode focused on the school, he played the principal of said school. I can't figure the school name off here. So, he was he was a good voice actor. By the way, if you ever want to see a funny movie by Adam West, it's a cartoon movie, Batman: The Caped Crusaders.
I did see it. Yeah.
You did see that?
Yes.
Yes, that was a funny movie, and it sucks because it actually was making a part 2. And I don't know if they're going to either continue with that or.
I would like to think that they probably won't out of respect to him, or they might, or they just use a different voice actor.
Well, yeah, because the main thing was they actually had most of the actors that was in there, like the guy who played the Joker, Cesar Romano, he's dead. He's been dead for years. But they had somebody else member coming. I think that, and like most of the other actors from the original Batman or either passed away or probably they can't do it anyway. But they had everybody else do it, so they might find somebody else, but I'm not sure. And the sad part is, I'm thinking about it. I had the chance. I almost had the chance to meet him while I went to New York Comic Con last year. If I went on Thursday,
Mm.
I didn't get 4-day passes. I couldn't get 3-day passes because they were sold out. So I ended up getting Saturday and Sunday passes. But they did a screening of the Batman the Cape Crusader movie,
And he was there.
and he was there. Him and Burt Ward was there, and I had a chance to fucking meet him, but they only did it for that one day, and then he left. So
I mean, shit happens, man. It's just
yeah, but
I wouldn't expect him to be
all in
gone.
all, he's a really good actor, and I want to miss him. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as for me, like I said, I grew up with him mainly during. I mean, I not grew up with him technically, but I seen as a kid. My mom had the tapes of him when in the original Batman. I know him from Family Guy and also from Very Odd Parents. Definitely the one of those episodes.
yes, he was also Catman.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, when you think about it, most of his roles, especially his voice acting roles, other than Family Guy,
Mm-hmm.
he has actually played superheroes.
Yep.
Like, because I also forgot he was in Batman, the animated series where I forgot the episode name, but he was the voice of Batman's. I think it was a White Shadow. I think that's what his name was, and he had played. White Shadow was what Bruce Wayne used to listen to. Um, White Shadow. I think that's what his name is.
I got you.
But like the White Shadow was something that he listened to when he was. It was something like that, but he was something that he listened to when he was a kid. And he apparently he came to life. Well, I forgot the whole thing of the series, but he ended up working with him, and that guy who played his voice was Aaron West.
Okay. Yes, yeah. I didn't personally know that, but yeah. Yeah. He also actually, now I think about it too, he also played the King of Queens, and I mean, he was in the King of Queens for that one episode. If you watched the King of Queens,
Yeah. Oh, I found it. I found it. His name was the Gray Goose. I knew it was something like that color. It was
he played
great.
He must have been in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, he was in a bunch of things, but yeah, he played the Gray Ghost, and he was pretty much Bruce Wayne looked up to him, and then apparently him and Bruce Wayne end up working together.
Interesting. It's just ironic because he was.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was a fun episode, for anyone who watched the Batman animated series.
Well, yeah, we just wanted to pay our respects to Adam West before we actually start the podcast. Since this was breaking news today, I'm pretty sure we were both fans of his, so we just wanted to get that out the way. So, apologize to any of you wrestling fans who are watching this. In the beginning, just have a whole almost 10-minute live stream already while I even talk about wrestling. But don't worry, we're about to get into it right now. And
trust me, what Aaron West is probably more interested than most of the things that happened this week in wrestling.
Exactly. So, yeah, and also I just want to say, I know, yeah, in my Ron, he pointed out, even though I do set the schedule, the reason why I set the schedule at 7 because we are actually like already ready at 7. We just talk about life and stuff right before the podcast. So yeah,
really just get into some shit. So we then
we do apologize, but trust me. But like behind that waiting screen, we are actually right there, just ready to hit the button. We're just talking about like just life and shit. So yeah, we do apologize in advance. But now on to actual wrestling stuff. Before we get to like Extreme Rules and whatever all this happened this week, one of the breaking news pieces I want to know, because probably you know more about this than I do. What is the beef between Jim Cornette and Vince Russo? Like, what happened? Or like, do you know anything about
that? I can't tell you offhand because there's a lot. Like, I if I can put it into some terms, there's a lot of he say, she say stuff.
Okay.
But I do know, and I haven't seen it yet. I think that there was an episode of that WWE show Dining for Three. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, Dinner for Three or Table for Three.
Yeah, Table for Three. And I think they I want to say one of the episodes was Jim Cornette's Russo. No. Actually, I got that wrong. It was Jim Cornette, Eric Bischoff. That's what that episode was. But yeah, 'cause I forgot the rest of the thing. But as far as Jim Cornette and Vince Russo, personally, between those two, I don't care about either one of them because I don't really care for Jim Cornette because Jim Cornette has his opinions about certain things and he was wrong about certain things of how, like for instance, how he thought Kevin Owens wouldn't make it anywhere and look where he's at now.
Now look where he's at now.
The Young Bucks, the Young Bucks, and how he thought that they would never make it past a certain amount of level of wrestling, and they're one of the highest paid, like as far as merchandise. Yeah, as far as merchandise and everything, they're one of the best tag teams out there, maybe of all time, if you might want to call it that, or in this generation. But I give more credit to Jim Cornette because there are times where he's right, than to Vince Russo, because sometimes Vince Russo finds things to complain about, and it's like he's just nitpicking, you might say. But I don't know. Like between those two, I'd rather not get into that.
You didn't get into that. Yeah, it was just something on my notes that I wrote.
What happened?
No, because apparently, I mean, I didn't read into it. It was just something I found on Wrestling website. I just put in my notes just because. I'm looking at the article right now. Cornette issues a challenge to meet up with Vince Russo at a time and place of his choosing, away from the police. So I assumed it was
away from police.
Yeah, away from an audience, away from public, so the two can finally resolve their differences. And there's a video on it, but I'll watch it afterwards, just to figure out what the hell is going on. So, I guess I've had to look into more myself. It was just I just figured maybe you might have known something, but yeah, like I said, Jim Cornette. He has a weird issue against indie people. I'm starting to realize.
He's ready to. I don't think he's actually going to fight someone. I don't think that Vince Russo is going to accept that fight. Like I said, like if it was up to me, I would probably listen to more Jim Cornette than I would Vince Russo because we all know the backgrounds, and we all know the backgrounds of Vince Russo. We all know the background of Jim Cornette, and I feel like Vince Russo is a little more credible than him. That's just my opinion.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's another. Well, we'll probably dive into that next week once I look at the video after this, and if it was important, I will dive into that quickly in the beginning of next week's show. So yeah, moving on to the actual main portion of the show. First things first, we're gonna be talking about Extreme Rules since it actually happened this past Sunday. And when I say Extreme Rules, I mean, does WWE know their own rules when it comes to certain stuff?
Now, I would say this: Extreme Rules wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't. There was a guy. It was a lot. It was a few of like some good spots, especially the main event was probably the best main events. Probably put on in a while. But yeah, it was just it was all over the place. This show was. Started with the kickoff match, which was surprisingly pretty decent. It was actually pretty decent.
I can't.
Yeah, Kalisto versus Apollo Crews. What were your thoughts on that?
Remember last week when we said, "Oh my God, we don't care. This is going to suck."
Yes.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Nah.
Yeah.
I listen. There are times when even me, and I mean, I am not the know all be all when it comes to wrestling. I know what I know. I say what I might think, and everything like that. And I've said that this match, no one cares because no one cared about that led up to it. Yes, like everything that led up to Extreme Rules, no one really cared for it. You can actually tell that because they put it as a pre-show match. Like even the fans probably didn't care for that match. Okay, I don't know what happened to a point where they was backstage and was like, "Listen, Let's
Let's
put
do
on
it.
a
Yeah,
really good match and show these people that we actually deserve it.
exactly.
Because that match was
One of the
my
best
God.
matches of the show.
Yeah.
It was. It really. I mean, with the exception of one, I have to say, with the exception of two matches, pretty much the rest of the show was perfect. Like in terms of match quality, minus like the nitpicking on the rules and stuff. The match quality was perfectly fine. Like, and I wasn't expecting this one to be one of them.
There's only one other
So
time. There's only one other time where the pre-show match was just as good or better than the actual
main card.
pay-per-view matches, and that was WLC 1.
Yes. And ironically, because it was also on Extreme Rules as well. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
that's like one of the other. That's
well,
that's
I would personally also say Austin Aries and Neville, even though it should never been on the pre-show in the first place.
yeah, that's never been pre-show in the first place. Yeah,
Hey,
but other than that, but like that match was
yeah,
really good. Even the ending was like, okay, I like how they ended with that. You know, like everyone did their job in that one, and that it surprised me. It was one of the actual good matches.
yeah. I mean, yeah, for me, like I know I joke if you follow me on Twitter, at Crater 2001, Twitter. I said quitter. Twitter. I always joke about these two. Like, I mean, like again, I'm not denying how good Apollo Crews is in the ring. He is Kalisto, but it's just in terms of character, they are like absolute shit in terms of characters. Apollo Crews has no personality. And Kalisto, I don't know what like he was. I feel like he was better off in just as a tag team, so he can shine also with Sin Cara. But yeah, but when they're on singles, like when they're just by themselves, it's really hard to like actually like them. But this match, for people who weren't like invested and were interested in them, I think this match like gave them reason to, because again, they're very both athletic and very good in the ring. It's just I don't
And
think
those who have worked together, if before they used to work in Dragon Gate with them together. So those who actually have chemistry, believe it or
exactly.
not, like those who know each other, him and and you know, I want to see how far this goes really. Although that's a Monday Night Raw thing, but I guess we'll get into it. But Akira Tozawa, you know, but him, Akira Tozawa, and Kalisto, they all used to work together in
Ironically, I know. Ironically, so it's like I don't know what they did. It might be coming at Stable and Titus. Like it's like the Titus brand, and it's like all three of them are in it. I don't know what Davy's planning, but this whole Titus O'Neil thing just like turn like a sudden shift.
Well, I guess in a sense, because a lot of people were saying that this is probably the way of making Titus O'Neil not wrestle anymore, because this is still mad at him for what
Jesus
he did.
Christ, putting his hand on the slave master.
Petty.
Yeah,
it's petty if that's the truth, but at the same time, if they can make it work, then I'll say go for it, because Raw in general itself needs something new anyway. So
exactly. So yeah, Stable. This might be something. This is probably this one of those things where it's like I thought this was nothing at first, but this might start to turn out to be something. So we have to just wait and see how it goes.
At least don't let it be the Job Squad.
Exactly, like what you call it, 3MB was, and the freaking Social Outcast. It's weird. Those Jobber teams have very good talent in them. They were just rejected to just jobbers and just get jobbed out every week, which is it's strange when you think about it.
But hey, well,
it's just whatever. Yeah,
it's just how it is. But now, even with the Social Outcast, look what you have. You have, I mean, whoever thought that 3MB, the people in 3MB would come out to become what they are now? One's a freaking heavyweight champion. Another one was a tag team champion, and people was actually interested in him.
In his story, yes.
And then with Drew, McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, him coming back to NXT. But if you watched him when he was overseas, like I want to say watch him in TNA, because no, we're not going to talk about that. We don't talk about TNA on the show. But if you watched him in his overseas work, or if you watch him in PWG, you know, that's what he wants, and that's what I feel like. That's what they're going to let him be like. I mean, yes, a WWE version of that, but he's more aggressive. He's more And for fuck's sake, I never knew he was that tall.
Thank you. I'm not crazy. I thought I was crazy. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, why is he so fucking tall? Because as far as I knew, he was shorter than R-Truth. Because I do recall that when those two were first feuding, like back in like 2009 and crap, he was like
that's R-Truth is the tall son of a bitch. We don't know
right.
about it.
But like when he came out, like, why is he so fucking tall? Holy shit!
Like I never knew that he was that tall. And then he was wrestling. He was wrestling a couple people like in the PWG show. I can't figure what match he was wrestling, but he was just a tad bit taller to a point where he tried to do like a dive outside. And I don't know if you see PWG's arena.
No,
it's amazing how most of those people
can do that in that little arena.
Yeah, can do dives while the arena looks like that. And I'm just like, oh, okay. But apparently he tried to do a dive and.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Drew McIntyre's fucking huge. But yeah, we'll talk about more with him during the NXT portion. But moving on to the main card of the show. First match on the card was Miz versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title with the stipulation, mind you, this is Extreme Rules. If Dean Ambrose gets disqualified, he will lose the Intercontinental title. Despite the rule itself, the match itself was actually perfectly fine, despite like that rule that was hanging above Dean Ambrose. They played into the story very well how Dean Ambrose, he cannot get disqualified. And so the referee was actually, and I actually liked this, like the referee was willing to like work with Dean Ambrose saying, hey man, look, at any time I'm disqualified, I'm just trying to help you out. Like, don't get yourself disqualified or you're just gonna lose the title. So I did actually like that tad bit thing, but yeah. Basically what happened was Maurice got involved near the end and she distracted Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose quickly turned around and he knew the Miz was coming. Miz pushed him away, and then Miz told Maurice to slap him. So she slapped him, and the referee saw it. And technically, if there's out, even despite the fact that we knew Maurice was with the Miz, if there is outside interference on the wrestler, the other wrestler will get disqualified, regardless. So, but the referee knew Maurice was with the Miz anyway, so he escorted her out the ring, and the Miz, what the hell did he do? Afterwards, when the referee was escorting him, the Miz pushed Dean Ambrose into the referee. The referee thought that Dean Ambrose just hit him for no reason. And this is the weird part coming. He instead of just ringing the bell right there, any other referee normally would in the ring, like Neville did a month ago when he pushed the referee and the referee just rang the bell in the ring. He decided to walk all the way around the ring just to tell the ring bell to ring the bell. You know, he could have been doing it from the other way. I'm pretty sure the referee would have. I'm pretty sure the ring guy, the bellkeeper, would have saw his motion. During that whole time, Dean Ambrose got distracted. Miz was able to hit the skull crushing finale. 1, 2, 3. The Miz is the new Intercontinental Champion, and he is in his 7th reign as Intercontinental Champion. He's only 2 reigns away from tying with Chris Jericho to become a record 9-time Intercontinental Champion. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was another match that was just like, I feel like that they actually probably heard the cries of people of like, why is this Extreme Rules, but disqualification can happen? So I feel like that they worked it, or to the fact that like, hey guys, we know what we're doing here. Trust us. Watch the story. We know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. And he, went on ahead and then they had that match. That match was actually a good match. And the one thing I would joke around with is the fact of the referee when Miz pushed pushed Ambrose into the referee, and the referee was just like, I'm going to disqualify you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. No, please. I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm walking over there. Oh, I'm going to do it. It's like you said, you could have just did it like this.
Motion, and he would have saw him. I'm pretty sure he would have saw him.
But he's sitting there going, I'm warning you. I'm walking over there. Oh, I'm going to do it. Oh. All that time right there, you could have just been like, do you?
I know, so pretty much you fucked over Dean Ambrose because he was too distracted with you.
Yeah, like you sitting there giving him warnings and everything, and that's when you know that happens and everything. I'm just like, oh, okay, It
was ridiculous. I know. It was ridiculous, yeah.
Other than that, it was just like, oh, okay, well, It was actually a good. To me, I feel like that was a good match, despite of what everyone was saying. How
Ridiculous
you know,
stipulation was they,
yeah,
yeah. And that's what I actually did like. It was like despite the stipulation, they was able to work beyond like despite this like they was able to work with that, and it actually was it was a very good match. I mean, they like the simple. To be honest with you, stipulation may even be in place. This could have just been a normal match and it worked out perfectly fine. But
yeah.
it was just it was actually a good match. Now before we start, actually somebody commented, Nina Marie. She first did Apollo Crews and Kalisto match was better than expected. One of the better pre-show matches. Yes, we both agree on that. And she also, any chance titles for New Apollo Crews attacked Enzo and Cass? What are your thoughts on that?
No, that's
Yeah. I mean, I don't think so either. That's weird. That would
if
be weird. But
I mean,
I mean, that would be a
for
curveball. I'll tell, especially what happened on Raw. I'm not gonna lie. What happened on Raw was not expecting that.
I have a theory about that.
Yeah, me as well. But yeah, yeah, we'll get into bro. That is again, this Enzo and Cass situation got more interesting. I'm more. That's like probably my most invested storyline of Raw right now, just because I'm trying to figure out who the hell is doing what. But
I have a theory on that particular attack. But I would say like this: I wouldn't put it past WWE to doing this, but at the same time, WWE. I'm sorry, I'm also working on my jacket while talking.
No, it's
So
fine,
WWE doesn't necessarily do cross story modes or storylines. I mean, I'm sorry.
where it's like integrate, like there's two different storylines, but they somehow intertwine with each other.
Yeah.
So
while in this storyline seems a little more important, the Enzo and Cass and who's attacking them seems a little more important than the Titus Brand storyline. Even though Titus Brand storyline is getting somewhat good now that we had that awesome match. The storyline wise, those two are not going to intertwine. So they're not going to have someone like Apollo Crews or whatever doing anything with Cass and Enzo, because it just won't intertwine like that. I don't think it is.
And for people, who are confused what he's talking about, basically one of the best examples I can give when two different stories are integrated with each other is, I think the best example would be with Undertaker and Kane when Kane first debuted. On one storyline, you had Undertaker and Paul Bearer. They were having a situation, and Paul Bearer revealed that to everybody that he had a brother, and Kane was coming from him. At the same exact time, Undertaker was feuding with Shawn Michaels for the WWE title. And then they both of the storylines just culminated in that one match where Kane finally made his debut and he cost Undertaker the debut title. There was two different storylines going on at the same time. But I don't know if it's that high profile as that.
It's not. I don't think it will be as high.
It might. You never. I mean, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be like this was like the A storyline that they were building up towards, in the background. But yeah, I don't. But moving on to again one of the undercard matches, I guess. Rich Swann and Sasha Banks versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. To be honest with you, I wasn't really paying attention to most of this match. I just personally did not give a shit. Again, I want to know who the fuck did Sasha Banks piss off.
Well, I won't say that she pissed anybody off. It's one of those things of, okay, we have a program here from where you're not into it. You're not in it. We don't want to keep you off TV.
Exactly.
But you're not in the championship thing. And I feel like the same exact thing is going to go with Bayley now. Spoiler alert, she lost. I feel like that's going to be something else that's going to go in with Bayley, from where she's not going to be in the title picture for a little bit. So unless they do something a little special with that. So it's like, we want to keep you on TV, but you're not going to be in the title picture. So this is one way to keep you on TV.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that she's going to be with Swann for 205 Live forever. Who knows? But I don't think she necessarily pissed anybody off. Although I don't know, because she did say a tweet about Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, and then now they changed the logo.
Yeah, and they changed the logo on that because good for
Now
them. But she did answer a tweet that could get her in trouble. But I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah,
I don't think that matters
Twitter,
now.
yeah, I don't think that one Twitter tweet would have said, "Hey, you know what? Fuck you." Now you're not getting a push because Vince McMahon's probably mad. He probably didn't think nothing. See, Vince McMahon, he's senile. Vince McMahon is fucking senile, yo. But I'm just saying, he is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I have no issues. Don't get me wrong. I have no issues with the wrestlers in the match. Rich Swann is fine. Noam Dar, she's in my ability to like call it my fave five. You know, it's my top three. Of the cruiserweights. But it's and Alicia Fox is whatever. But it's just again, it's sad. I was going to put this in perspective. For the cruiserweights, besides Neville, this has been the most long-term storyline they had on 205 Live. This storyline, the whole Alicia Fox. This has been pretty much besides the cruiserweight title scene. This has pretty much been the main focus storyline, and this is
why you say that. Let's go back on this. The whole Alicia Fox thing, Alicia Fox being there, she has actually been there since the beginning of 205 Live.
Yes, all the way back in November. So that basically that's basically what saying. Quick math in my head. 7 months. It's been 7 months for this story. That's long. We are reaching Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho levels of long-term storyline. I just want to put that out there. Because Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens storyline was 9 months, a 9-month build, ever since they first formed the team in August, all the way to WrestleMania, where I would personally say ended with this past month because Chris Jericho left. But I would say that but like we're reaching levels like again, this has been their longest term storyline. So it better be a big ass pay. You see, my whole thing is the way I would I could talk about this more. I just want to point this out. If they want to get anything out of the storyline, the main person, like the main constant in the storyline, besides Alicia Fox, Noam Dar. So why not use that to the advantage? I feel like after the storyline, Noam Dar should be the next #1 contender for the cruiserweight title. After all the shit, like he, as the heel playing the role here, like after all the shit he's been through fighting Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, he should at least get a shot at the cruiserweight title next. Because I would say he's been, other than Neville, Austin Aries, TJ Perkins, Rich Swann, he's been the only other cruiserweight that has been like a perfectly it's like they built him up to like, okay, we know this character. Like we pretty much know what we need to know about Noam Dar. So it's like I think he should be the next #1 contender for the cruiserweight title. But that's just personally me. I don't know afterwards, but like again, who knows how long this fucking story is gonna be going? Because this is. But I also, even though I am glad this is on Extreme Rules because I'm glad it was on Extreme Rules, not only because it gave an extra cruiserweight match, but personally I know the reason why, because their main wrestlers were in the main event and they needed to fill extra slots. So I understand that, but I would think that wasn't the case. But it shows that this is a major storyline, at least from 205's live case. So. In fact, that
also let's not forget about this. Rich Swann won in his hometown,
and just like Walt Culture said on WTF Moments, I don't know if you saw that, King Raw, he even said, like, don't get it twisted. It's not that he won in his hometown. It was just they probably forgot he was even from that hometown anyway. I wouldn't, to be honest with you, I wouldn't, the way they treat the cruiserweights, I would not put it past them that they probably fucking forgot. But
at the same time, I'm pretty sure somebody there probably did some type of fact check and was like, wait, aren't you from Baltimore?
They're like, fuck it.
No, it's. I feel like the reason why he won that match was Sasha Banks.
Oh yeah, of course. Because again, Sasha Banks is sadly out of all the wrestlers, she's the biggest star out of all of them, and that says a lot. So yeah, I understand why would they make Sasha Banks lose, especially when it's relegated to the cruiserweight. Again, I'm not trying to treat the cruiserweights as like second-rate garbage because that's how they retreat them. But it was just there was no day it was gonna make Sasha Banks lose. After especially Alicia Fox beating her like a couple weeks ago on Raw, there was no way they were gonna let her lose on pay-per-view. No way.
Yeah.
Especially her first pay-per-view since WrestleMania, because she was even on Payback. which is strange.
No, she wasn't. You're right.
Yeah, that's why I said so. Her first pay-per-view ever since WrestleMania, she had to win it. Otherwise, I don't know what the fuck they was gonna do with Sasha Banks afterwards. But yeah, but no, it is a nice thing you did point that out. I completely forgot myself. Rich Swann, he is the first superstar in a long ass time.
So even Sasha Banks and Charlotte,
lost in her home. Sasha Banks lost in her hometown at Hell in a Cell, and Charlotte lost in her hometown. They broke the pay-per-view streak at the most randomest time. You would have thought they would have broke it at WrestleMania, but they broke it at Fastlane right before WrestleMania. They could have just waited. They just did it for some reason. But yeah, so that happened, and yeah, so it really, I don't know where else it leads on Raw. If you saw Raw talk, Rich Swann did make his intentions known that he does want to face again for Cruiserweight title, so he might be the next. I mean, well, I don't know if you heard about Austin Aries, but we'll get into that during his match. But with the news that I heard about Austin Aries, maybe Rich Swann probably is the next person in line for Cruiserweight title. So we'll have to remain and be seen about that. Sasha Banks said her intentions is also on the Raw Women's title, so we'll find out what happened there. Moving on. Actually, before we move on, Nina comment again. Emma wrestled in a live and the other. Okay, we'll get to that on Raw. So that was we'll get in that after Extreme Rules. Elias Sampson. This is a non-promoted segment that happened. Elias Sampson came out and he performed a song. Now, I did mention on Raw, I thought Elias Sampson would be involved in the Intercontinental title match. I was 100% wrong. He had no involvement whatsoever. So I'm curious to see where is this leading for Elias Sampson. I mean, I thought the promo was excellent. I'm saying Elias Sampson's the best thing because like he's doing what he's meant to be doing, getting booed. So that's actually good. It's crazy thing. I'm not saying Elias Sampson was treated bad in NXT, but he wasn't like their list star of NXT. So I mean, right now the way they're treating him better than most of the NXT people, Ascension. Yeah, he is actually doing pretty decent, at least for his first month or so. He hasn't been buried officially yet. So any thoughts on that segment?
Hell, especially Monday Night Raw, he hasn't been buried. But
yeah, but
that match, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like that was a time filler match.
It was because again, it was only 6 matches on the card.
Not match, but
because it was only 6 matches on the card, not counting the kickoff show. It was only 6 matches. Usually, at least on the pay-per-view, there's at least 7. But yeah,
I mean, so that's a time filler. But unlike you, I really don't pay attention to him. He has a nice voice, yes, but as far as does he have any deep meaning to anything?
He's saying
I haven't thought about it.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't know if he had anything there with him. I really don't know.
I feel like what happened, because as I said, on Raw, when he mentioned, when he was playing music, he mentioned The Miz and Dean Ambrose. I figured this was their way of Elias Sampson entering feud with Dean Ambrose and Miz entering the feud with Roman Reigns. I thought that was their way of doing that. I thought Elias Sampson interfering on Extreme Rules would have allowed Dean Ambrose to focus on him and The Miz to focus on Roman Reigns. That's what they're going to do at SummerSlam. So I figured that's what they were going to do, but I guess they're holding off whenever they change their minds, especially what happened to Roman Reigns. So I don't know. Raw was weird. I can tell you that Raw was everywhere. They didn't know what to do, especially with fucking Bray Wyatt, but we'll get into that. So yeah, I had no idea what happened, but yeah, overall, Elias Sampson. I think the reason why I like Elias Sampson, what they're doing now, because they literally 100% nailed his gimmick as just a drifter. He just goes he's just backstage, especially when he's backstage, just randomly showing up, and just he looks like Jesus. So that's another thing I find hilarious. He said, and especially when he said they might want to walk with Elias. Like, what the fuck? So yeah. Now we move on to probably the most debated matches on the card. Alexa Bliss defended her Raw Women's title.
Give me not. Just pass.
No. We have to talk about it because because maybe you can help me dissect whatever this was. Alexa Bliss defended her Raw Women's title against Bayley in a kendo stick on a pole match. Now the stipulation was, it's not that you grab the kendo stick just to win the match. When you grab the kendo stick, you be able to legally use it as a weapon. That's besides the point. The match, we already knew going into this that how retarded that was in the first place. But again, just as the Miz and Dean Ambrose show, you can work around a stupid stipulation. They had no problem working around Dean Ambrose getting disqualified. But this match, yeah, despite popular belief, I do believe they intentionally did that spot where they both dropped the kendo stick. It seemed like that was planned. It's not like,
you think that was planned?
I think it was planned because right after they both, like the way they both looked at each other and to see who get it first, I think that was actually planned. That was just me. But it was basically essentially what happened was Bayley was able to get a hold of the kendo stick after they both dropped eventually. Alexa was in the corner, like frightened, like she's about to hit her, and then Bayley just hesitated, like waited for a couple fucking seconds for some fucking reason, and she was about to swing, but it was too late. Because Alexa Bliss realized that she's afraid and just kicked her ass. I don't know how else to describe it. She grabbed the kendo stick, and she pretty much just beat her like she stole something, and then hit her with the DDT, and that was. Hold on, I just want to make sure I wasn't crazy. How long this match actually was? Because I swear to God, it was less than 10 minutes.
It was less than 10 minutes.
Hold on, it was 5 minutes. Okay, I wasn't fucking crazy. It was 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
I thought it had to be like 5. I would say like 5-6 minutes. I remember because I was at my friend's.
Because like I was tweeting on Twitter. Next thing I know, the shit was already over. Like, what the fuck was that?
I was at my friend's playing Tekken 7 and also watching Extreme Rules. It was my turn.
Mm-hmm.
From the time we usually do best 2 out of 3. From the time I started, which was when that match started, to the time I was done, because it went one to my friend, one to me, and then one to then the second one to me, and it was 3 rounds. Like when you calculate everything, by the time I turned back around, that match was over.
Now I want to figure out what happened with Bayley. Like what happened? I'm trying to think back away when she first debuted on Raw. She debuted on Raw, and like she was in the Raw Women's title picture throughout pretty much most of it, despite the fact that Sasha and Charlotte was highlighting the Raw Women's division. She was in the title picture for the most part. She won it at a random on a Raw at the Royal Rumble, I believe. And she kept it all the way until now. But it's like I don't know if you read or not, like this is like was served as punishment for not getting over as much as they wanted her to, which is weird when you think about it.
I kind of feel that's a little bit of a thing because she's actually quite over with the fans, believe it or not. The problem with Bayley, the main thing with Bayley is the fact that she's for the younger fans.
Exactly.
And the younger fans, she's like one of the most popular wrestlers with the younger demographic.
Literally the most, besides Finn Balor, she was the most over wrestler in NXT.
Yes, and even now, like she has a fan base. She's over with the younger crowd.
Mm-hmm.
The younger crowd loves her, but for some reason, I don't know what they're doing. I feel like that. I mean, I get the whole thing of she can't be extreme because she has this childlike nature with her, and it's like, okay, why put her in this match in the first place?
Exactly. It's just I feel like this match was essentially just a Barry Bayley because based on her, it's weird. It's like I know this is just like a textbook example of how some gimmicks in NXT just won't work. Over in the main, it won't transition as well in the main roster. And it's like again, NXT is for like that small indie hardcore wrestling crowd. So it's like put in the general audience. I don't think it's gonna click with it. I mean, the kids still like they still have the Bayley section and stuff and like whatever. So it's clicking somewhere, but for some reason, I guess it's not as over they wanted them to. I guess they're pissed off the fact that they even put the women's title on her. They thought it was gonna do something more, but I guess since it didn't get the results that they wanted, they just said fuck it. Because if you notice on Raw, she wasn't even on Raw at all. There was no mention. I mean, besides that one segment, there was nothing like Bailey did not exist. Like, you would have forgot Bailey would even existed because she was not on Raw whatsoever. You would have thought she would have, and it's crazy. So it's like, what did this mean? I don't know.
They said Bailey. All right. So the way I look at it is your typical, like, for the way they treated this storyline between Bailey and Alexa Bliss is the cheerleader who like gets away. She's a spoiled brat and stuff like that. And Alexa Bliss, Bailey is the quote unquote freshman of some sort. She's that geek girl. She's always going to she's always going to be a geek pretty much. And I even contemplate that or combine that with the way she talks. Everybody says, "Oh, Billy on the mic is horrible." Like, no, Billy on the mic is not horrible.
It's fine.
Billy on the mic is exactly how Billy's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Remember, her whole gimmick is that she is a fan
of wrestling.
She was a fan of wrestling, looking on the outside in, and she's pretty. It's like she still feels like she's a girl. This little girl. For fuck's sake, she has these girl battles with Sasha Banks about that's my man or that's my man.
I know. Suzuki Nakamura. I know.
So and not just saying Nakamura, like she did it with Finn Balor and everything like that. Like, she's that girl that does stuff like that. But in this storyline, it's like Alexa Bliss is that bully, and she took away something that Bailey wanted. Bailey tried to fight back with it, but in Bailey's heart, Bailey couldn't do it. So I guess it hurt her feelings.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing.
That's the reason why that Bailey probably wasn't on Raw, because it hurt her feelings. I
would like to think that's the route. Like, it's like they are actually more believable in her character that they will actually do that. I don't know where this might be leading to a Bailey heel. I think they're gonna swerve us. We all think Sasha Banks is turning heel. I think Bailey might turn heel, and then she'll have a lot of justification in doing so, because
Bailey is going to be. I feel like, in my opinion, Bailey is one of those people. She's pretty much John Cena.
Yeah.
She can't go heel, because believe it or not, Bailey merch sells. Like I said, everybody says, what's Bailey's purpose? Bailey's purpose is for the younger kids.
Exactly.
She at the time right now, she's pretty much female John Cena. Okay.
No, you are 100% right. I do not disagree with that.
So for her going heel, it would be.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know.
It would be a shock if she goes heel.
Because it's like, after what I just saw, how can you come back from this?
She'll find a way. She'll probably come back. She'll probably have like a mean streak or whatever, but she won't go intentionally heel. And then that's even if, because this was their third match, right? Or second?
Technically third, if you count the one on Raw. They had a match on Raw.
Well, depending on how they feel, Bailey either might be out of it.
Not necessarily. They go to Austin Aries route. He was just deserving. But technically, like, there was no what's the word? Interference or debatable, or like it was like skeptical on how like Neville won the match forever. Like, it wasn't a situation. Clear cut. Alexa Bliss destroyed Bailey, so it's like, how can she justifiably?
If anything, she'll play like, and the reason why I know this is because, hey, I was bullied when I was young too, so I know how the situation is. If anything, she'll probably play as the Billy is scared to be in front of anyone because she feel like she failed, everything like that.
I would actually enjoy that.
She'll take a couple of days off of school and everything, and then she'll come back when she feels like that she's ready to go. And
I would actually enjoy that. That's what they're doing. I would actually enjoy that, because at least taking their character and actually like using it to its fullest, like to its fullest potential. So I would actually enjoy that. Yeah. So moving on to again where we have to. This is where me and you use our wrestling knowledge in terms of rules and what happens with rules. The Hardy Boys defended their Raw Tag Team titles against Sheamus and Cesaro in the Steel Cage match. Now, before the match even started, JoJo specifically said that since it's a tag team match, there's no pinfall or submissions. The only way you can win the match is if both of your teammates are out of the cage, either through the cage door or going out of the cage like the regular way at the same time. Now, how do you, before we even get into the match itself, how do you interpret that rule?
Well, I thought a lot about this, because I know what you're going to say. I thought a lot about this, and this is what I come up with. Yes, Jeff Hardy was the first one out. But Jeff Hardy was also volunteered himself to go back in. And I feel like that's in a sense of waving it off. Like if you remember the Four Corners match where you had to tap all four corners to win. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like that. If you tap 3 corners and you don't tap the third one, the referee waves it off.
Now, see, but the difference with that rule is that they specifically say that it has to be in concession, like without interruption. Basically, they say it had to be in concession.
Yeah, but at the same, but I'm looking at it like this: Jeff Hardy going back into the ring was a sacrifice for him to go. I'm waiving my rights of being out first off to go and help my brother. That's how I look at it. It's like, yes, I'm the first one out, but my brother needs help, and I can't sit here or I can't stand here and watch my brother get attacked and it hurts. I want to help him. So I'm forfeiting my rights to being the first one out of my team to go back in and help him. That's what I'm looking at this as. Is it stupid? Yes. But as a tag team and as a partner, as a tag team partner and as your brother, it's like you're sitting there or you're standing there and you're watching your brother get dismantled by Cesaro or Sheamus. And that's more the lines of, I can watch both of them. Like, what if they both do something to Matt Hardy from where he's down on the mat, and they both can get out at the same time?
I got you. Yeah,
it's like
basically. I know. I even said on Twitter. I said so. Basically, whoever partner gets out first, the other one is fucking screwed. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Pretty much. I mean, Matt Hardy was holding his own for the most part, but he was pretty much fucked.
He was pretty much screwed. So with Jeff Hardy going back in there, even though some might say it was stupid, it's the fact that I have to save my brother because he's getting decimated right now.
And I get that. But here's the other thing people forget about steel cage matches. It's no disqualification. So with that being said, Jeff Hardy was the way I look at it, when Jeff Hardy when he went out of cage, he was officially out of the match. He had no, despite it was no disqualification, so he could have interfered again, but he had no official ruling with the rest of the match. He was out of the match. So
now that I do agree with.
So yeah, he was out of the match.
With my theory,
no, I'm just saying it's like what he had done after he got out should have not affected any of the ruling whatsoever. Should have remained intact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like what I just said, as far as him forfeiting, the referee, that should have been an announcement of saying Jeff Hardy has forfeited his right to go back inside.
Exactly, they should have made it clear. That's my whole point. They should have made it more clear.
So it's confusing. But that's how I look at it. I feel like,
especially and the commentators. I feel like the commentators should have told that story more. Like when Jeff Hardy was coming to the cake, either Corey Graves or Mike Colter is like, "No, don't do it, Jeff Hardy. If you do this, you're gonna insert yourself back in that." If they would have said that right there, I would have had no issue with it. All they saying, "Oh my God, Jeff Hardy is coming back in the ladder. He's not done with it." You made it seem, which in my thought, I was like, "Okay, yeah, of course he's gonna help his brother. Why not? He's already out of the match, so all you do is help him." No, if Michael and Corey Graves. And that's another thing. I don't blame the match. Like the match itself was fucking amazing, in my opinion.
Yeah, the match is good.
That was amazing. It's just how the rules went. If they would have been specifically, I don't blame JoJo for not specifically saying if you enter the match. That's what the commentators. The whole point of commentary is for them to tell the story of the match,
and not just the commentating either. I blame that on just storyline.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. So let's say this. Let's say that Jeff Hardy leaves the cage, but then Matt Hardy's stuck in the cage, and then Jeff Hardy has the option to forfeit his right to be outside to come back inside to help out.
Exactly. They weren't clear. They weren't really clear on that, essentially. No. But yeah. So but basically, what we're trying to say is that Cesaro and Sheamus won the match because of that controversial booking of how to rule that match, in my opinion. It wasn't controversial, it was just from a fan standpoint, the way how the ruling was, but still at the end of the day, officially says Cesaro and Sheamus won the match. So they're the new Raw team. They are a 2-time Raw tag team champions. So,
but also the reason why I feel like this happened, I totally forgot. This is how long this has been going on. I totally forgot that Raby was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
That she's been pregnant since they were in TNA.
I know why. Now that you mentioned that, I remember it back. Yeah, I do. I remember.
Yeah, because they had the announcements in one of their skits in TNA. So, so I feel like the reason why they lost, they dropped the belts, was because one, they were going, Matt was going to take some time off because Rebby and they did have their baby this week. And everything. But Rebby had a son, goes by the name of what's the baby name?
I forgot his fucking name. I know.
Weird. I won't say it's a weird name. It's just like
I forgot his name.
It's like, hold on. I'm on my thing now. Give me a couple seconds. But it's like it's a weird name, but it's not as weird when you look at it from Matt Hardy or Matt or Jeff's thing. Because actually, no, not even just Matt or Jeff. It's Hardy's in general. Because remember, Matt Hardy's name was, Jeff Hardy's middle name is Nero.
Yep.
And it's like, all this time I'm like, where the hell does Nero come from? Like, but so it's Wolfgang. That's Hardy. I think
Wolfgang. Yeah, that's their new newborn.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Maxwell.
Is it Maxwell? No, hold on. Fuck, I'm looking it up.
Maxwell is the oldest son now.
Okay.
He's the oldest son. The new baby is called his name, Wolfgang Xavier Hardy.
Okay, I got you.
Wolfgang is not really a weird name because there's a basis in Van Halen. He's the son of David Van Halen. His name was Wolfgang Van Halen, and that's his real name. His real name is Wolfgang. So Wolfgang is not necessarily a weird name. It's just like a rare name to hear someone being known as Wolfgang.
Which is, hell, we already got a guy in the WWE UK scene with Wolfgang anyway. So
yeah,
I guess. So I know when they first said Wolfgang, I was like, wait, what the fuck? My first thought was the WWE UK guy. I was like, he's like probably 40. So
his name is Wolfgang, and so I feel like they dropped the belts because Matt's going to take some time off to help his wife nurse, because they didn't even go on tour. They were supposed to go on tour.
They were off this whole week.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, well.
Now let me. Yeah. Well, hold on.
Most of them went on tour this week because they're all overseas. Like, they might be on their way back tomorrow or whatever time it is now. They might be on their way back, to get ready for Raw. But most of them was over an Asia tour and everything. Actually, the majority of WWE was actually on tour because
SmackDown was on.
SmackDown was home. Raw was in Asia, and NXT went to Download.
The Download Festival, yeah.
Which is in the UK. Which I don't know if you heard something that happened there, but we'll get to that when.
I'm assuming you're referring to Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do know what you're talking about, but yeah. I would have agreed with that statement had this breaking news not came out today, I don't know if you read, but WWE announced today, it was like actually like an hour or so ago. So we weren't paying attention to that on Raw this week. Cesaro and Sheamus will defend their Raw tag team titles against the Hardys. So,
it's a rematch.
yep.
Well, I mean, look, yeah, let them get the rematch out of the way, I guess. I feel like
that's damning to me because it's like I would have thought there's been a pay-per-view rematch. Well, something's happening in this match.
Well, they also did said that they want to kind of not split, but they want Matt and Jeff to be singles. Now, my question is,
I expect to be this soon because, like, again, I would have thought they would have saved it at Great Balls of Fire, which was hilarious, by the way, when Samoa Joe said it. I was laughing my ass off.
I told you it's going to be funny when you start promoting it.
Yes, it's fucking retarded. But yeah, I thought they would say this at Great Balls of Fire, but yeah, the fact that they're having a Raw, something's fucking happening. It has to.
It would be a swerve if Jeff actually goes heel.
That would be interesting. Well, think about it. I wouldn't be shocked because again, it's the issue. The whole point is to be honest with you, it doesn't matter what the fuck happens to Jeff Hardy. He's fine by himself. It's just we just have to make Matt broken. Whether Jeff Hardy turns heel on him or not, it's not the factor in this situation.
But then again, remember they can't do broken.
They're gonna do something similar. I'm telling you. It might like how the club, Bullet Club, they just called them the club with AJ Styles, Gallows, and they're gonna do something similar.
Wow.
It might not be the exact name or whatever. They might dub it something differently. Like what's a synonym for broken? As we're talking about this, broken. Synonym. Defeated, beaten, subdued, discouraged, crushed Matt Hardy. The spirited Matt Hardy, they won't do that. Dishonored, ruined Matt. They're gonna do ruined Matt Hardy. I'm telling you. That's what they're gonna call him. We will definitely see. But shattered Matt Hardy, smashed Matt Hardy, but he already did that since he has a new kid. But anyway, yeah. The fact that you're in the rematch, so I guess early predictions right now, who you think's gonna win that tag team match?
I would probably say Sheamus and Cesaro.
Me too. I would like to think since they just announced this out of nowhere, it's the same.
Unless
they're just swerving us.
Unless they do it from where they win the belts and then they go face each other from Great Balls of Fire.
One for that final match, and then I wouldn't be surprised if they do that because I guess they just want to pan out the storyline until Great Balls of Fire. They could just end it there and they could focus on whatever SummerSlam program they was going to do with the Hardys. So I wouldn't be shocked if they actually, because the whole point is, let's think about it. It's not that Matt and Jeff Hardy actually got defeated in the match. They lost through their own merit. Like it was just Matt cared more about getting Jeff Hardy out the ring than actually winning the match. It's not like that they actually, it was a definitive James Cesaro clearly kicked their ass and they won. It's just it was how the match went and James Cesaro took advantage of that. So it's not that we actually this match is gonna be interesting because again, besides that, Matt and Jeff Hardy had their number this whole fucking time. For the past almost 2 months, they had their number. So and we'll see in this regular match, Cesaro and Sheamus can actually beat them, like one-on-one in a regular match, not like a stipulation. That's whatever. So we'll find out. But with that being said, I'll also say Cesaro and Sheamus. But yeah, that's just me. Moving on to my match of the night. It's not because I'm biased, but this was, in my opinion, match of the night. Despite the ruling, this is second match of the night, in my opinion. Scratch that. But despite the ruling, Neville defended his cruiserweight title with Austin Aries one more to do their final match and a submission match. Now, before we get in the match, again, what are the rules of a submission match, Ron? At least from what I remembered, At least when I remember.
I guess you can, submission goes anywhere. Tell you the truth, it shows how much I was been paying attention. I didn't know it was a submission match until the night of.
Yeah, no, it was yeah. They announced like 2 weeks ago it was a submission match. So, but for those who don't know, submission match is clearly WWE forgot themselves on Sunday. A submission match where there's no disqualification, there's no countouts. The only way you can win the match is by submission. There's no disqualifications and there's no countouts. Like that's the specific reason why it's a submission match. They could have just said a pinfall only match or whatever. And then it's a specific reason why submission match where the only way this match will end is through submission. They could do it outside, wherever, because it just will have to end through a submission, not through a false count or like a pinfall. With that being said, that's why there's no disqualifications in the submission match because, again, the only way you can win the fucking match is through fucking submission. That's like saying if it was like a count out only match, would there be disqualification in a count out only match?
No, I mean you have a point too.
That's I'm gonna say, but like that's how I look at it.
It's one of those things where the referee did miss the mark. I feel like
he missed it a couple times. There was fucking rope break. There's no rope breaks in submission matches. There's no disqualification. It's like Neville and the Aries could have hold those submissions for fucking forever. They know how to get it out of the submissions through themselves, not through rope break. Like again, there's no disqualification. I just don't get it. But that doesn't take away how good the match was. I thought this match was fucking incredible. Again, Austin Aries and Neville, they've been pretty much carrying this cruiserweight division through like the past 3 months, and they were doing an amazing job with it. So this match, especially, did you see that nasty spot with what was it when Austin Aries was doing his signature suicide dive to the bottom rope? The way he landed on his head, like just flat out. I thought he was like the way he just like reacted. I thought he was dead. The way he landed, it was something else. And then that red arrow on the back, like you can hear it. And then he was able to hit the Rings of Saturn, and it was a very amazing match. I mean, it was something. Neville, I mean, it showed that Neville can beat Austin Aries, but it was like he barely, like WrestleMania and whatever. WrestleMania, Neville had to cheat technically to win, and same thing with Payback. He had to use referee to get himself out of the match. But this showed that Neville he can beat Austin Aries, but barely. That's how I can at least say that. He can't like definitively be up, but he barely won that match. So it was Austin Aries. That was like again good show, and I'm glad they actually went this route because Austin Aries, you would have thought third time's a charm, last chance Austin Aries can become cruiserweight champion. I'm glad he did a different approach to this because they're gonna show like how we thought Austin Aries was the only person in the cruiserweight division. Never ran through everybody. We thought that was the only person to actually stand up to him, and he did tech to a point where it took 3 times for that would finally get rid of Austin Aries. So, I mean, it shows how dominant Neville is a champion. So, like, really, who the hell is the next contender for the cruiserweight title? I mean, this is despite the fact that we saw 205 Live, but I'm talking about beyond that. In your thoughts, who you think is the next contender for Neville's cruiserweight title?
I have this feeling it might be early, but being to the fact of I feel like that he was supposed to have it anyway, but due to injury, things happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the next person that might be up might be Cedric Alexander.
That is true. I mean, I don't think not yet, though, based on what I saw from 205 Live.
Well, I mean, things can happen.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, like, okay, he had his match with Austin Aries and he won that. He had his supposed match with TJP, he won that. Mm-hmm. He's already gone through some of the other people, the notable ones of 205 Live.
He went through Rich Swann.
He went through
Mustafa Ali. Well, he didn't know he defended. He did beat him a couple of occasions. He went through Jack Gallagher.
Plus, Mustafa Ali he's in his own storyline right now himself.
Yeah, then he went through Jack Gallagher. So
he went through Jack Gallagher. So I feel like that they're saving this for Cedric Alexander. Like he might have a couple of one-off matches,
mm-hmm.
probably like a non-title match, and then Cedric Alexander might beat him in that, and then he goes, all right, well now that I beat you, not a title match, I want a real title match, 3 Balls of Fire, something like that.
No, I
But
do. Yeah.
I feel like out of everyone else that's right now noticeable, because other than that, I would say Tony Nese, but Tony Nese is
He's a heel, so
he's a
unless you're
heel.
trying to
Well,
say
actually, won't even say
I
that
know,
because
I know, because we just saw 205 Live. We just saw 205 Live, and I'm pretty sure both of them were healed.
Yeah, so
It doesn't matter. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily matter their face or heel. So with that being said, I mean, I can see Tony Nese. That would be like some logical one. And he looks exactly like fucking. He's Neville's brother anyway. So.
And I can't say Drew Gulak because Drew Gulak is in the storyline with Mustafa Ali at the moment. D. Brian Kendrick, I haven't even seen him since
he lost to Kira, so I don't know what they're doing with him.
Yeah,
and I mean, clearly Kira moved on. Or I would have said Akira, but Kira's clearly doing something else. So
yeah, it looks like he might be in the storyline on Raw, so he might actually be more main roster than anything.
Which is strange. It's weird. And then now on that exact topic, Austin Aries, he revealed during an interview that he has some injuries, he has some nagging injuries that he has to deal with, so he will be taking some time off. We don't know how long. He never specifically said. So yeah, we don't know what like the future is for him. They would talk to him now just going to the main roster because like I'd like officially just be part of the main roster of the Cruiserweight division, which is fine because I always was wondering why Austin Aries was part of the Cruiserweight division in the first place. I never had an issue because he made the Cruiserweight division more exciting. So I feel like the Cruiserweight, but the thing is, I feel like Cruiserweight division needs him more. I have no issue because people think Cruiserweight division is down, like you're just like pretty much.
I won't say that they need him more. I feel like that he did bring some a little more excitement, but also at the same time, I feel like that Neville is bringing a little more.
I know, yeah, and that's the point I want to point out. People think that the Cruiserweight division is trash. Again, Neville is probably this is literally the best, and this is the best Neville been since NXT. Like ever since he came out the main roster in 2015, he has done nothing up until this point when he returned to the Cruiserweight division. So it's like this Neville, it's because of the Cruiserweight division that Neville is this good. Because I feel like if he just stayed on the main roster, I don't know what he'd actually accomplish. Think about what before this, what exactly did he accomplish on the main roster? Exactly. So that's my point. I'm trying to think. He competed in the Money Bank, okay. I'm trying to figure this out myself. Like in all seriousness, I'm trying to figure this out. Like I'm really thinking right now. Shit. I mean,
I can't think of any.
That's my point. Like again, he hasn't been this good since his NXT days, so it's like the Cruiserweight division really brought him something out. I don't. So it's like, but yeah, out of competitors, I do think maybe Cedric Alexander. The way I look at it, when Cruiserweights first debuted on Raw, they had that Fatal 4-Way match. Brian Kendrick, he had his shot and became champion. Rich Swann had his shot and became champion. So the only two people are left are Cedric Alexander and my boy Grand Metalik. Grand Metalik versus Neville at SummerSlam. I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
I like to live your dreams.
I'm calling it. I would like to think this is what WWE is doing. I would like to personally think that it's not fucking neglecting Grand Metalik.
Maybe if you have a save file on your 2K data from where you can.
Oh no! On my universe mode, Grand Metalik's Cruiserweight champion.
I bet he is.
It's not that I personally did it. It's just so I have become Cruiserweight champion because he should have been fucking Cruiserweight champion, Cruiserweight Classic. That's besides the point. But yeah.
But you digress.
I would like to think because again, Grand Metalik, out of everybody on the right, like think about it. Who in your Neville, who can you see actually Neville having a hard time with? That's left that he has not beat, that he has not faced yet.
I mean, I feel like Grand Metalik should have been a little more than what he is, especially the fact that he's one of the He was one of the finalists in the cruiserweight classic.
Yeah, and then he was the first four to debut. He was the first people to debut on Raw for the cruiserweight division. It was Brian Kendrick, Rich Swann, Cedric Alexander, and Grand Metalik. They were the four that debuted when the cruiserweight division first restarted on Raw. So it's like I would like to think that they are treating Grand Metalik as somebody, but this just wishful thing. I would like to think SummerSlam Neville versus Grand Metalik. I'm into that personally. I mean, I highly, but well, I'm curious. Well, I mean, like, what do you think Neville's gonna do at SummerSlam? Like, I mean, like, who do you think his opponent would be? Because
I say Cedric Alexander.
I can see Cedric Alexander at Great Balls of Fire, but
maybe the rematch into SummerSlam,
or maybe a face Noam Dar. That's the only maybe a face Noam Dar.
I won't even say that because no. Well, the question would be, what would Noam Dar be doing after
Alicia Fox? That's the point.
Yeah.
That's why I said the most logical step would be, because I can personally see like Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander feuding, just because like Cedric Alexander turns heel. I guess I don't know, but no, I can see a face Noam Dar. Like I said, Noam Dar is probably the most well-developed character in 205 Live. Like because of the story alone. So because I would like to think that he'd be the next logical choice for number one contender, and it showed on 205 Live. It doesn't matter if you're a face or a heel. Like if you can compete for the title despite like whoever, if the champion's face or heel, doesn't matter. Like heels or faces, clearly don't even matter anymore. So at least in terms of cruiserweight. So yeah. And we were on this for way too long. I realized this time. It was just an interesting topic alone, because like literally, who the hell is Neville going to face?
Like I said, I feel like it's going to be
Cedric. I would like to think that's the next. Yeah,
because like I said, the only reason why Cedric hasn't really been in the title picture in the first place,
he was injured.
Because he was injured.
I know. Who would know?
As a matter of fact, I feel like Cedric being injured was the reason why Jack Gallagher got his shot early.
Exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't even thought to that, because he went from feuding with Avaria Davari always straight into the cruiserweight title picture. So
yeah.
No, I mean, you are perfectly right about that. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. This is like 205. Like in terms of like who is literally the next person to face Neville, unless they're bringing in Adam Cole. Is Adam Cole under 205?
I would say like this: as far as Adam Cole is concerned, right now, I felt like that Adam Cole would have done what they want to do, what they did with Samoa Joe. But I feel like they're going to let Adam Cole finish. Like I feel like Adam Cole is still coming because he's done with Ring of Honor. He's not signed. He's been killed off on being the Elite. So he's so if you watch that, so he's not on that anymore. But he's also has some, and he's not on PWG. He has last PWG show, but he's also has signed up for some other shows.
I know.
I feel like unlike
did the Hardys.
Did with,
remember what happened there.
but same time is like I feel like that they might not do the same exact thing with the Hardys what they did, or Samoa Joe what he did with Adam Cole. They might just let him finish out those shows and then have him come in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the only other two superstars I could think of, which is a long shot, but because one of them is injured and the other one's selling the injury, is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, none of those.
That's why I know. That's why I said those are the only other two. Or Aleister Black, because again, Aleister Black at live events he was competing for cruiserweight title in triple threat matches.
That's true, also, but. I don't know. I don't know if they're going. I don't know what they're going to do with him at NXT. I don't know if they're going to keep him at NXT.
Well, they could do the Kevin Owens route. Remember, Kevin Owens only NXT for like 3 months.
Point.
Like,
and he was going back and forth.
That's my point. Even when he was the NXT champion, so I was like, I don't know what they're going to do. I could potentially see.
We'll see between Monday or Thursday. But I got my money on Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. All right. And then now we move on to the main event. The fatal five-way match to determine who would face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, and fucking Roman Reigns. That's what I'm referring to him as now, fucking Roman Reigns. Because anything that involves Roman Reigns, especially what happened on Raw, because it's like, you want to know why Roman Reigns won? Because why wouldn't Roman Reigns win? That's my answer to everything. Roman Reigns did this because why wouldn't it be Roman Reigns? Like, because like why wouldn't it be? Like, why is because like if you thought anything else, you're fucking retarded. If you thought anything else, but yeah, this match was something else. Let me tell you.
I would say this. Even Roman Reigns put on a good match.
That's what I said. This was fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. All the storytelling here.
Oh my god, what the fuck moment from 2K games that happened with
Roman
Reigns and what was it? Finn and
it was Joe. It was either Joe Wyatt.
Yeah.
No, it was Joe. It was Joe.
No. Yeah, it was Joe and Finn going through the barricade.
It was Joe. Yeah.
Because then it was Seth Rollins putting Bray Wyatt through the table.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, it was. So yeah. But otherwise, this match was amazing. Like, it was some very good storytelling. Everybody, despite what people say about Finn Balor like looking weak in this match, he didn't.
I didn't think he looked weak in this match.
Because no, he took the most beating. I will admit that, but
I don't know why people are saying that he didn't look weak in the match. You know, it's the fact that this match it wasn't 100% all on Finn. You know, I feel like those people that said that, because I've heard that someone said that too. And I feel like the reason why y'all say that is because y'all probably wanted Finn to win. But he didn't look weak. Finn did put on his own thing. Because if that's the case, let's talk about the fact of how Seth Rollins wasn't in the match for a little while. Let's talk about the fact of how
he just appeared through most.
Yeah,
it was mainly the main people was Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe, and definitely Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe. That was the main story. The main story was Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe in this match.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about anybody, the main thing, let's talk about Seth Rollins and how he
fucking disappeared.
5-6 minutes. I thought he was out again with his knee. To be honest.
Yeah, he fucking disappeared in that match. But yeah, it was. I very much enjoyed it. Even my brother, who like when he watches wrestling with me, sometimes on his laptop or doing whatever, even he was looking at this match saying, "Well, shit, I'm wondering who's gonna win." So it's like, yeah, this match was something else. The storytelling with Bray Wyatt, Samoa Joe team up. Then they was like, "Fuck him," because Bray Wyatt tried to. Well, he threw him into Seth Rollins when he did that suicide dive, and he was like, "Well, what the fuck was that?" And then so they turned on each other. Roman Reigns just fucking Superman punched Seth Rollins, all over the fucking place for whatever reason. From Balor, which again, I don't know why people are shocked that he wasn't his demon mode because.
Okay, I'm going to say this now to some people that have to understand. He has said this in the interview back when he was in NXT. He said this. This is when he first started to do the whole makeup gimmick. Mm-hmm. He said, "I am not going to be doing that all the time.
Exactly.
The only time I'm going to be doing the makeup or anything like that is big matches."
Not saying No, I do get your point. Not saying that this wasn't a big match because it was.
Yeah, it was a big match, but
like, I do get your point. It wasn't like this is like I need to bring out the demon to win this fucking match type of thing.
But the thing is, he had he said big matches, big shows. Yeah, like you said, this match was not like this match wasn't big, but the next time you're gonna see him do anything like that is SummerSlam.
I would personally hold it off to WrestleMania and make it that much bigger.
Well, no. I mean, WrestleMania will be the biggest.
Yeah, that's going
to be a theatrical show.
Exactly. I would personally do it,
but as far as the big four between Royal Rumble.
I can see. Yeah, I can
Unless,
see
unless he's in the Royal Rumble match, he probably will do it in the Royal Rumble match because
yeah, that's
if he's in the Royal Rumble match, then what's the point of me, putting all this on there? I gotta be ready to fly out there.
Yeah.
But the WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, those are the big four. Okay,
Exactly.
they're not going. He's not going to come out in demon makeup all the time. Y'all can't expect him to do that. Y'all know how much money that costs. They have to hire. They have to hire a special makeup artist. He has to go in there early. He has to do all this other stuff. It's a process to do all this stuff.
That's why NXT he was only doing it during takeovers.
Yes, he was only doing it with the takeovers and stuff. Those are the big pay-per-view matches.
Exactly.
No, he's not doing it every single taping.
Exactly. Yeah.
If he did every single taping, then they would probably run broke.
I would see the way I would tell Finn Balor, again, this is my whole Balor Club theory, which we will definitely get into in Raw. But my whole thing, if he had Balor Club, then that's it. In my opinion, would be much more bigger because the whole point is if he has Balor Club, he has no need to become demon. Like I'll give you like an example of a story. Let's just say,
you know what? That's actually the first time I would actually believe in.
He would have no reason. That's what I said. He would have no reason to become the demon if he has Balor Club because he has his fucking henchmen do all his work. The only way he would become the demon, like let's just say in a perfect world, Balor Club happened. Gallus Anderson is the Raw Tag Team Champion and Finn Balor's Universal Champion. Let's say they dominated all of Raw throughout most of the whole year. Then you have fucking Superman himself, Roman Reigns, coming and after Finn Balor's Universal title. At WrestleMania, he was like, all right, fuck this. I'm going demon mode. And we haven't seen a demon, mind you, we haven't seen demon mode since, let's say, all SummerSlam of 2016. That's how you make it big. Like, oh shit, is this situation's that big? He's going to bring out the demon mode, the mode that we know will win the fucking match. It's like if he's resorting to that, that's how you make something big. Like just hold off on it. That's just me personally, how I would do it. Had they already formed Balor Club already, I would like, because if you had formed Balor Club, you could hold off the demon all the way into WrestleMania. In my opinion. No, I'm just saying.
You do have a point for once in your crazy theories about Balor Club. You actually have a point.
Exactly.
That they probably would have.
They wouldn't need it.
Yeah, you would have needed. But at the same time, like I said, he's already has said this. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be doing the demon makeup all the time. Only time we're going to be doing demon makeup is doing big matches.
It's like I can see him, like for example, Brock Lesnar. If you ever face Brock Lesnar, that's definitely a demon.
Yes, that's
I can definitely see that shit. Unless he already has Balor Club with him, then it'd be like, well, whatever.
Okay, that's enough of your Balor Club stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but yeah, I don't know why they were saying Finn Balor looked weak, but yeah, basically what happened.
Wait, hold on, I just got a message.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Nothing bad, but it's wrestling oriented, believe it or not.
No, go ahead.
No, you can keep talking.
All right. Well, what you call it? Yeah, Finn Balor. I don't know why the people saying look, but basically how the match ended was Roman Reigns and Finn Balor like the last two people in the ring. Finn Balor looked like he was about to win the match itself. He did his double knees and he did the stomp. He did the double drop. He did the drop kick into the turnbuckle. Roman Reigns looked like he was out. He did the coup de grace. We thought he was gonna win, and Samoa Joe came out of fucking nowhere like a fucking cheetah. Like he was nowhere to be seen through that whole sequence, and he just literally came out of nowhere and just grabbed Finn Balor, put him in a coquina clutch. Finn Balor passed out. Samoa Joe is the new #1 contender. So at Great Balls of Fire, it would be Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Who in a million years would thought this would happen?
Personally, I did.
I mean,
listen, and I'm going to say, and no, let's get to Raw because I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this about our upcoming match, but let's just get to Raw first.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, overall though, what did you think of with that match? What do you think overall of Extreme Rules?
I give it a C. If anything, a high C at that, but I give it a C. I feel like
The way I personally, yeah. No, I mean, no. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was just saying the only reason why I give it a C, I feel like it probably would have been higher if one the Bailey Alexa Bliss match was a little better, within 5 minutes, and B, if some of their matches that actually had rules, they actually followed them.
Yeah, I know. The way I look at it, that's what I was about to say with Extreme Rules. Had this pay-per-view not been Extreme Rules, I would have rated it much more higher. But with just the way the matches went and some of them not following the fucking rules of the fucking matches itself, Extreme Rules seemed out. Like let's really dissect this for a second. Was there any extreme moments in this show? Really, besides the main event? Besides the main event itself. Was there really any extreme rules? Yeah, that's my point. Like this wasn't like an extreme rule. Like it's like where they go like TLC, where it's like balls to the walls and shit, like just killing each other. And it's like this wasn't like in a actual like extreme rules, typical extreme rules pay per view, where it was like they would just kill. Like I'll compare it to last year's. Last year's you had a bunch of shit going on. AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns, Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose almost like fucking killing each other. That fatal 4-way. Intercontinental title match from last year. I mean, there was a bunch of shit that was going on. So it was like, yeah. Wait, hold the fuck on for a second. Now that I mentioned that, I thought this was in my head. I swear to God, I had a submission match last year. Hold on. Yep, they fucking did. Submission match for the Raw Women's Championship. I knew it. And the stipulation was Ric Flair came to ringside, Charlotte would have lost the title. Thank you, WWE, for proving my fucking point. Because they even knew Ric Flair can interfere in the fucking match because there's no disqualification. So y'all could have followed the rules from last year, but y'all gonna pretend like that shit didn't happen. Like this year. Oh, wait, submission match never had it. Like, what the fuck?
Well then.
That's my point. I want to look back. I'm probably gonna just like scan through this match real quick just to prove my point. How it was no disqualification. I guarantee you, like Natalya and Charlotte would not be holding the ropes or anything. There would be no count out. I guarantee you. Be like, well, that's my fucking point. That y'all completely forgot the own rules of your fucking match. But yeah, Extreme Rules. Had this not been like an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, I would rate it much more higher. But since the title Extreme Rules, I got it based on what it should have been. So I had to give it like a high C. I'll give it a B minus, because that main event did the last two matches pretty much saved the show in terms of match, like how the matches went. Like it's like edge on your seat. Like, is this shit going to like who's gonna win or whatever? So I'll give that a B minus. But yeah, what did really bring it down was the whole Bailey thing and just like some weird officiating with the matches. So yeah. But let's move on to Raw, since I know you want to get to that. So we opened the show with Bray Wyatt, which was perfectly fine. He was saying how he's not defeated yet. He still wants to slay the Breeze and get the Universal title. Samoa Joe took that opportunity from him, so they're all guilty. Samoa Joe was guilty. Seth Rollins was guilty. Finn Balor was guilty. And he's like, and yes, even Roman Reigns, and especially Roman Reigns, he said, was guilty. And of course, Roman Reigns had to fucking come out because, again, he never lets anybody finish their fucking statement. And in mind you, he's a face, mind you. He's a, I want to put that out there. He is a face. But supposedly. He was saying how, allegedly, he was saying this is his yard, this fuck. When he said this is his yard and he's going to mark his territory, I swear he was about to just piss in the ring. I thought he was, when he said that
so you wasn't the only one, because I was just like, once again,
no, when he said that, I was like, I thought he was just going to piss in the ring, marking his territory. That's what he said. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm not the only one. I'm sitting here like, I thought this was a PG show again.
Like, what?
Just last week, we had the New Day doing Booty Warrior quotes out of nowhere. And it's like, does people know what that came from? Because there's a thing about that. But
PG.
Yeah, like then you're talking about I'm going to mark my territory. I'm like, what happened to PG? Because I feel like I keep teetering. Unless we're doing fart jokes and Nickelodeon jokes with P. Because
Fucking ridiculous, yeah. It really was. But this led into pretty much a match between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. And it's like, again, Booker T is fucking retarded. He's gonna say this is like their first account. The Booker T, my coach, said the dumbest thing. This is their first counter since ever starting this whole feud. And in Michael Cole's eye, this feud started during their whole Fatal Five-Way shit, like determining who's the number one contender. And it's like, it's like, what are you smoking, Michael Cole? It was either him or Booker T, but it doesn't matter which one it was. It was definitely one of those two who said the dumb shit like that. It was like, I'm pretty sure they've been feuding since 2015. But yeah,
it's the feud that doesn't end.
Yep, that is like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, sadly. This shit will never fucking end. It will never end. Have you ever seen that Botchamania with Sid Vicious?
Yeah.
It's like there seems to be no end. There's no end. There's no end to this. But yeah, Roman Reigns won. I mean, Bray Wyatt looked, I'm saying looked strong. I use those words like vaguely with Roman Reigns. It's like Roman Reigns, like Bray Wyatt. Like at some point, I thought Bray Wyatt was actually gonna win the fucking match, but who was I was kidding myself if I thought Bray Wyatt was gonna win this match.
I say, come on, you serious?
I was kidding myself. I mean, Bray.
I kind of want to know what's Bray Wyatt's win-loss record in WWE.
He has more losses than wins.
Since he's wrestling, not just like on just for SmackDown, not just for Raw,
just overall.
In general.
I got you, and it's probably has more losses than wins. But the thing is, it's crazy because the past month, Wyatt was the most dominant one out of those five. He won all his matches, and he always ended the show at like the last man standing. So it's like, well, what the fuck is this now? Like now, Roman Reigns is fucking. You know, again, me and my brother was discussing this. You know, like it's like you know, it would be the most politic match that WWE's gonna have if they ever have it. Roman Reigns versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Because it's gonna be like you have Vince McMahon in the corner of Roman Reigns, and you have Triple H in the corner of Shinsuke Nakamura. It's like, well, who the fuck is gonna win this shit? It's like
I don't even want to be around
like the meetings of like how the fuck, like how would they book that match? Because if Roman Reigns
hell, that might actually happen Royal Rumble.
I can see that shit happening.
Because I see Nakamura coming out Royal Rumble.
I see Roman Reigns.
And I see him being the favorite.
And then Roman coming out number 30 again.
I don't think that they're going to have him do one after what happened last year. Two, Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know. Which I'm still shocked we're getting a pay-per-view next month, but because of that. But yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be the most politic match in the history of WWE, just in terms of backstage politics. Not the fans. The fans are gonna be one-sided anyway with Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm talking about backstage. The most politic fucking match. Because no, like again, despite popular belief, Triple H is actually a fan of Roman Reigns. That's why I said, but when it comes to Shinsuke Nakamura, it's gonna be like, well, fuck this. Like it's gonna be so like it's gonna be all these like interference in this shit just to make sure like nobody looks weaker.
It's not gonna go clean.
It's not. That shit ain't gonna be clean.
Yeah.
If it
is clean, it's going to be somebody's paying somebody more.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on. Elias Sampson was supposed to face Dean Ambrose. At least that's where I remembered on Raw. That match never actually happened because Dean Ambrose just beat the shit out of Elias Sampson. So I know I literally was just talking about like half an hour ago how Elias Sampson, I liked his run so far, but that clearly got squashed. Or
but
maybe
at the same time, because that actually also diminished my point of that. Are you going to make him another somewhat like wrestling, fucking indie wrestlers who they pay to come in and wrestle all the time? Because remember last week he faced some indie wrestler who he just completely dismantled. and everything. I thought that's what we were going to do with him there,
like
and
Braun
ended up
Strowman,
that's not.
basically.
Yeah, and then that's not what he did.
Or again, maybe this might again since now Dean Ambrose has a problem with Elias Sampson, like Elias Sampson feel disrespect, he's going to interfere in whatever rematch Dean Ambrose and the Miz had. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
because again, they could have used anybody in this situation. They specifically chose Elias Sampson. So it's like I would like to think. I think that's their next feud that they're trying to do here. Is Dean Ambrose Elias Sampson, which should be interesting, I guess. Two different, very vast, different gimmicks. So that should be interesting. But Dean Ambrose was looking for the Miz. The Miz was backstage getting ready for his celebration, his Intercontinental Championship comeback tour. What you call it? Dean Ambrose. Then Sam. Well, I forgot the order of what just happened. Basically, backstage, Dean Ambrose got banned from the building because they wanted him to interfere in the Miz's Intercontinental comeback celebration, which is probably one of the best segments on this week's show.
Also, I want to know if you know something about that.
What?
When we get to it, I want to know if you know something about that.
Okay, gotcha. So that happened. So yeah, any thoughts on this before we move on to probably the promo segment of the year so far?
Not really. Not really.
Before me, I was going to say, like, again, I feel like this is not, I would personally say this was the burial of Elias Sampson right here. I feel like, again, they specifically used him for a reason in this situation. So because of that, and then, yeah, again, I forgot to mention this. Elias Sampson, he did laid out Ambrose.
Oh, yeah, right.
He did. I forgot. He did lay him out. So it was like, yeah, so that's my point. So it's like at the end, so when he was distracted, I'm looking at the images. When Dean Ambrose came out, he attacked him. He was talking to the Miz. Miz was on the screen. And again, he laid him out. So it's not like it was an actual burial. So, like, that's my point. They're doing something with Elias. I just don't know what. So I could see him potentially interfering in whatever rematch Miz and Dean Ambrose had just out of spite. But I guess we will see when that happens. Now, before we get into next time, let me get something to drink because I need something to drink. So let me get something to drink real quick.
And while I do that, if I'm not talking, it's because I'm actually sleeping.
Mm-hmm. So I guess you could say this is a commercial break of some sort, basically. So I'll be right back.
We need to make like some sort of commercial
break. I know. I might somehow add that, but yeah, I will be right back.
Mm-hmm. Don't mind me, folks. Just, I'm doing a battle jacket. For those who probably don't know what battle jackets are, is when you put your favorite bands of something on your on a jacket. And I'm also watching the Tekken tournament. Like, I'll actually show y'all that if we're allowed to. So I'm actually watching this too. I've been keeping an eye on Tekken and everything. The grand finals. Trying to learn some new stuff when I go to the tournament too. So there's that. I'm not going to show that anymore. I don't know if I might get in trouble for that or not. It's a good match, I'll tell you that though. And the sound of that creak sounds like he's on his way back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Nina's good. I might have to probably learn her. I'm trying to figure out other characters to learn. I was always okay with. Ooh, he caught him with that?
All right, I'm back. Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sitting here watching this second tournament. Ooh.
How's it going?
Hold on, I'll screen share it. So
Hmm. And
I've
this
been watching
is
it.
and
I've
this
been
is the
watching it
new
on the
and
TV.
this is the new Tekken 7, right?
Yes, I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So when I do when I go in the tournament and stuff. This is
Don't
Midwest Championships.
don't worry, man. I'll be your Paul Heyman to the Brock Lesnar when you enter the tournament.
Oh,
I'll just be speaking for you and shit. I was like, my client, right?
yeah. I wish it was that simple. I actually would try playing today, and I had like a headache, and I'm like, I just lost like 8 matches in a row. Some of them was stupid stuff, and I'm like, I feel like the one thing I can't do when it comes to online Tekken is that I feel like I understand why they did it, but I feel like that y'all should not have this happening on certain modes. They have customized, like you have the customized mode where you can customize your character and make them look different. But they also have certain ones that you can actually give them weapons. So I feel like I've lost to an Eddie Gordo, which by the way, it's Eddie Gordo, who's one of the cheapest characters in my opinion. But this guy who's using Eddie Gordo had a gun.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, so not only am I trying to fight Eddie, but I'm also fighting Eddie with a machine gun. Like,
How'd that work out?
not good. Every time I try to get close to him, he shoots me and then he works on my legs. It's just like it was frustrating.
That's how people
Not,
exploit the system.
now, lucky that they don't do that in tournaments, but it's just that I'm trying to practice what I can practice, and I have to worry about that.
Like I said, man, you're gonna do fine in the tournament if you ever go into it. You will do
I
great.
got, believe it or not, in August I had. Well, I might actually do one 24th. Then there's actually one tournament next month, but I'm not gonna make that one because the places they're having it in is crowded as all hell. And I'm like, I really don't feel like getting claustrophobia with that. So then there's another one in August. There's Summer Jam, but I'm doing one a week before that. So
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna be trying up.
Yeah, man, you'll do fine. I don't know why. Maybe like if it's I haven't had in a while, apple juice, it tastes so good for some reason. Apple juice. It's actually well, this is from was it Mott's apple juice? I might have in the refrigerator, so it's like, damn, this is fucking amazing. Moving on though. Yeah, Samoa Joe. My God, this was segment of the night, hands down. Samoa Joe, he came out in the ring, cut a promo basically, saying how people thought he wasn't going to do it. He said again, the result was at Extreme Rules. Now the action was he's going to enter the Fatal Five Man, and the result he was going to become number one contender. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. So now he's going to focus on Brock Lesnar. He said that he's not afraid of Brock Lesnar, and I think Brock Lesnar also knows he's not afraid of him, which makes him even more dangerous. And he said again, when he said that Great Balls of Fire, I was laughing my ass off. He said, "Yeah, Great Balls." Because he was Samoa Joe was so serious when I was laughing because he was so serious, but it's like I can't take that seriously when you say Great Balls of Fire when you're cutting like this amazing promo, and it's like, okay.
Listen, I told you, it's going to be interesting to It's going to be interesting the next couple of weeks
for them saying Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, the fact that they have to
Yeah, the fact they had to say that shit.
Yeah.
Which is true. Then Paul Heyman came out. I wasn't expecting that. He was saying how, Brock Lesnar knows who he is, and he does, and he knows that you don't fear him, and he even admits that, hey, this is going to be a big challenge for Brock Lesnar, and he knows for a fact he's not going to be coming out the same way he came in this match. Then, what you call it. Probably was about to leave, and this was my favorite bit of the whole thing because I personally thought, and I'm 100% honest with you, I thought we was going to see a live jail rape in the ring. I
can,
personally
can
thought
can
that.
you just talk about the fact that
Yes.
he calmly told him,
What he was going to do, I was like, my guy, run, Paul. I was like, you need an adult,
like,
Paul.
come here for a second. Come here. This is what's going to happen to me. I'm going to choke you.
Yeah, his by verbatim what he said, I'm going to put my arm around your neck. No, so basically he's like, now look, listen, I was expecting Brock Lesnar to come out, so I want you to send this message to him. I'm going to put my arm around your neck, and then and then he said after that, and then you're gonna feel it tighten. Like what? Like, and he was out. He's like, I'm just an advocate. Like, yeah, I know. I'm gonna put my arm around your neck, and then you're just gonna feel it tighten. And like, well, fuck, Samoa Joe. And then exactly what he did, he was like, "You send this message. Tell him." And then when the crowd was chanting, we were right. He's like, "And so do I." I love that for some reason. But yeah, that was amazing. I mean, yeah. Whew. I mean, again, Samoa Joe's he know how to cut promos. Like I said, his promos with Seth Rollins pretty much say he was gonna, like, without saying killing him, he was gonna kill Seth Rollins. But it was like the way he talks, like delivers his line, these promos. It was just fucking amazing. I rewatched that segment a couple times this week. Just rewatched like how amazing it was. It was just like I personally thought when he stopped and he punched him and then, like he had his like hand, like he was so close to his face. Like I was like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, are you gonna rape him or something? Like I don't.
I'm going to do physical harm to you.
It was like Jesus Christ, man.
Okay.
And that was interesting because like, wouldn't this in this situation technically make Brock Lesnar a face?
In a sense, yes, because here's the thing. Brock Lesnar was never a heel. He's done heelish things, but he was really never a heel because you also got to remember he was the face when it was Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar.
I remember that. Yeah.
So he wasn't really always the heel. He's a tweener. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he has done heel things where they put him up against like Goldberg or someone like that. But at the same time, he also was the face when he was going to go up against Seth Rollins, who Seth Rollins was more of a heel than anything. So coming into a Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar is more the face in this now, especially what happened Monday. But even before then, Brock Lesnar was more of a face then than Samoa Joe was. Samoa Joe is actually the heel. So now here's what I wanted to say. Okay, I don't go to wrestling forums. I actually hate going to wrestling forums. I have a group that I talk into. That if we talk about wrestling, whatever like that, that's probably the only people I go into and talk about. I might just talk to somebody about that for a second. I just saw something. I'm just like, I just saw something. And I'm just like, why are you saying that? But a lot of people think that this is going to be an easy match with Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. And I'm going to explain to you why it's not.
Oh, it's definitely not. People think it's going to be like a 5-second squash.
This is not going to be a match where he's going to just walk in and he's going to suplex him for like 5 minutes, then F5, and then that's it. No. Number one, Samoa Joe has faced some of the. Wow, I just saw something. I'm just like, why? But some of the top-notch wrestlers in the world. Kenta Kobayashi, Kenta, also known as Hideo Itami, just name some. Misawa, the late great Misawa. Coming even to America with Christopher Daniels, with Kurt Angle, with just to name some names that I can think of on the top of my head. Yes, none of those people are in the same caliber, you might say, as Brock Lesnar, but Samoa Joe can hold his own.
Oh,
Samoa
definitely.
Joe can fight with the top of them.
Exactly.
Okay,
He's been doing it for
and
years.
yes, he's been doing it for years. All right, he can handle his own. If there's anything that I'm worried about with Samoa Joe, with this match, is can Brock Lesnar keep up with Samoa Joe?
That's
Because
yeah. It's gonna be a hard. There's two ways they can go about doing this match. It could be a technical style match, which I don't see happening, or it's gonna be a hard. Like there's gonna be bloodshed in this match. I think it is. It's weird, like because like again, I can see Brock Lesnar going for like a hard hitting style because he knows who Samoa Joe is, but I can see Samoa Joe like thinking that he'll be again he's gonna be the smart one in this situation and just goes for like Brock's arms and stuff like just pretty much break all. The way I can see this match happening, like from like a physiological standpoint, is like he could like Samoa just gonna go through all his body parts. And it's like he's gonna injure it also when you go King Plus, you would just pass out. That's if he wins. That's assuming he'll win the match, which I don't think at all. But it's like
that's like I said, the only way I see this happening, the only way I see this going, like the fact of Brock Lesnar winning is the fact of a legit win, not a suplex win. I mean, the match has to be long. The match has to be, it has to be a long match. It has to be a match from where they're wow, one comeback. I just turned around and saw something. The match has to be a long match, and for him to be like, "Hey, I actually just pulled this out," for him to win. That's the only way I see that happening. Other than that, the question is, can Brock Lesnar handle Samoa Joe? As far as pacing, as far as cardio, as far
we will
as
see. We will definitely see.
yeah, I would say Brock Lesnar's probably stronger than Samoa Joe. He most likely is.
How
But
athletic is he? Like
yes,
how?
Brock Lesnar is also 40 something years old,
Mm-hmm.
and Brock Lesnar can also, you know, he's also had some problems being gassed.
Yes.
Okay, especially let's say UFC, where UFC he was a little more gassed, he was red, everything like that. The match with Goldberg was one thing because both of those two were pretty much the same exact thing. They have to pace each other out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll put this in perspective for you. The last match that Goldberg had that was more than 5 minutes was at Hell in a Cell 2015 when he fought the Undertaker. It was 20 minutes. So it's like, well, again, he was facing the Undertaker, so they both probably had it was a slow paced match to begin with, but. But yeah, but like I know, but I was just trying to point out, like in terms like that was like his last was 2 years ago. His last match that was less than any other match that he had after that was less than because Dean Ambrose I think it was 10 something. How many? Let me see. I just want to be clear on this for Dean Ambrose.
Okay, real quick, before we get finished into the rest of the thing, do you have an actual picture of the thing that you're selling?
Yes, I do. I will send it. I can send you a picture on Twitter. Right?
Put it on my profile on the thing because
how do I do that?
Because now on my profile on the status I made because someone's trying to say.
Now, where did you put the status at? Because I was trying to find it. I don't see it on here.
It's on my Facebook.
Really?
Yes, it's on my Facebook. Then you go on my Facebook. You scroll down. That should be
okay. It. Now I see it. Yeah.
Now, someone's saying that I have the wrong pick. That pick is for the Fandango Luna 3DS XL. Is that the one he's selling? Does he have the actual pick?
Yeah, I got you. I'll put it in the image right. I got him right here. There you go. Got it. Okay. He's good now. He should be good. It wasn't the wrong pick. It was just the fact that you were just showing what I had. It wasn't necessarily the wrong pick, but I do get his point. He wants to see if I actually have that shit. But yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's good. He should be satisfied with that. Yeah. So yeah. Any final thoughts with this segment?
Like I pretty much said what I said. Like, and now apparently next week, Father is supposed to show up,
and that should be very fucking interesting indeed. And it's like, but yeah, in terms of him being a face and heel, I feel like he's just neutral.
Yeah, he's neutral.
He's neutral. He's not doing this shit because it's what's right. He's not doing this shit because he's with the authority. Because he's not even part of authority. There's no such thing as authority anymore. He's doing this because, again, he's fucking Brock Lesnar. Exactly, he's Brock fucking Lesnar. So it's like, yeah, yeah, that's the other reason why he's doing it. So yeah. I like he's neutral. So it's a heel versus a neutral, basically. A tweener, as the wrestling terminology like to be put it. A tweener versus a heel. So yeah, we'll find out what Brock Lesnar does this week on Raw. So yeah. Moving on, nothing really happened this segment. It was Cesaro and Sheamus versus Heath Slater and Rhino because again the Hardys weren't here, so there was pretty much just a squash match with this. So any thoughts on this?
Nah.
Yeah, because like the Hardys wasn't here. They were taking time off because Matt Hardy just got his newborn. So yeah, there wasn't really nothing here. We'll find out really the real shit next week when they defend their Raw Tag title against the Hardys in a rematch. So we'll find out there. Now we move on to the Cruiserweights. TJP, he faced Mustafa Ali back before the match even started. TJP told Neville backstage, like, hey, you're Double False Aries now. Can I have my match? And Neville said, yeah, but you have to beat Mustafa Ali first. So he beat Mustafa Ali. It was it was I wouldn't say it was necessarily squad. Mustafa Ali did get some points in, but it's pretty much all in favor of TJ Perkins. TJ Perkins won. Then Neville came out. He was saying, yeah, man, I have some unfortunate news. And PG let him finish. He was like, no, screw that. We're going to the Raw GM. Which, first of all, I would like to point out, with that one segment, I finally know who fucking runs 205 Live. I thought it was just a fucking asylum where they just ran themselves. They at least acknowledged the fact that Kurt Angle or the Raw GM actually runs 205 Live. So thank you, Kurt Angle.
Although that's kind of weird, being the fact that 205 Live is after SmackDown.
Right.
Wouldn't the SmackDown
crew be running?
I feel like they are. So since you say it like that, I feel like that. I think that both.
It's weird.
Like that, I think that both GMs probably could make a make a matches on 205 Live, because being the fact that there are cruiserweights that do wrestle on Raw, but 205 Live is also after SmackDown. Exactly. I feel like that's one of those things where it could be like a co
thing.
GM. So even though they haven't really said that there's an actual GM.
He did say that Kurt Angle is the one that makes his decisions when it comes to the cruiserweight title. So I would have to also assume he has involvement with the rest of the cruiserweights. I can understand the cruiserweight title because it's the property of Raw. So I do understand.
Yeah.
From a story perspective, I understand why he has involved with the cruiserweights. For the cruiserweight title, at least, because that is the property of Raw, despite the fact that they have their own show. But in terms of who actually runs 205 Live, I don't know, because we actually never seen a figurehead on 205 Live. So yeah,
it's interesting that you point that out.
Yeah, because again, before the 205 Live started, they still had the cruiserweight title on Raw, so it is the property of Monday Night Raw. It's just
you had the Charger or box.
I have the Charger. I know I have the box. I just have to find it.
All right, I'll say that to him because you may have a buyer because this guy I'm talking to, he is my dad's friend. He's also a collector.
I got you. I have a Charger. I just have to find the box. I know I have the box. I don't throw those boxes. The only way I throw the box away unless I know I don't have the device anymore. So. So yeah. I'll have to look at where the box, but I have the charger. Yeah. So TJ Perry said, "No, Square going to Kurt Angle, and Neville attacking from behind, officially ending their whatever relationship that they had." And he announced that at 205 Live tomorrow, he will face TJ Perkins for the Cruiserweight title. So, any thoughts on that?
Finally, Kamen Rider or Kamen Rider Gem, I should probably say. I don't know if you're. By the way, I don't know if you're watching that, but
I watch it from time to time.
It's getting good.
Well, yeah, it's usually the later half of the.
I won't even say the later half. It's been good from the get go.
Yeah,
it has not. Okay, I'll say it like this. Around, I mean, yeah, we're gonna get back into wrestling. I'm sorry, but
it's fine.
I'm making the point because I've been calling TJP Kamen Rider Etsy because he just reminds me of him, especially with that theme song. But and now the fact that he's wearing all this dark purple and everything is more like Kamen Rider Gem, who is the bad guy of the thing. But anyway, so what I say about Etsy, the difference between Etsy and Ghost lost me at a certain point. Why did he?
Yeah, that's what I was about to point out because again, Gime was hands down a fucking masterpiece to me. Drive was good.
I feel like Drive was excellent.
Yeah, Drive was definitely good in my opinion. I enjoyed Drive, but just Ghost killed it for me. It was like I don't know.
Ghost lost me to a point.
Yeah.
We can get to that in
later.
Time.
Yeah,
but
Ghost
anyway,
killed it for me.
So back to TJ Kamen Rider. Screen's a good condition.
Yeah, there's. I only used it a couple times.
Go on my Facebook and
I see it. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But
why is he writing in caps?
Listen. I'm gonna say this now. Off topic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying this now. One, he's my father's friend.
I got you. Okay, makes sense.
So he's old.
Okay.
Two, my father also types in caps.
Okay.
The reason why is because they feel like that even when you enlarge the screen, it's the typing is too small for them to see.
I got you.
So
I was just wondering why was he typing.
Yeah. So they type in caps so they can actually see what they're doing. I've told them both like, you do know in internet terms it's called shouting, and they're like, yeah, we know that. We're not shouting. We're just blind. They've said that to
me. I guess. Okay. Okay, but yeah.
But anyway, so back to TJP. I guess I look at that as let's just get this out of the way because they did promise. I mean, they did the same exact thing with. Actually, I don't know if you mentioned that with Alexa Bliss. Mm-hmm. They did the same exact thing with her when it's like, hey, you said that Nia Jax was going to have a title match and and everything. Yeah. So now that you're done with Bayley, now let's have your match with Ty. Where'd you come? You see what you said?
Yeah. All right. I feel like he's yelling at me.
I'm telling you, he's not. He just feels like I said, it's the same thing with my father.
I know. I feel you. I was like, all right. Like, Jesus Christ, like you don't have to yell at me. But yeah. No, but yeah, back to what you were saying.
I feel like that the same exact thing with Nia Jax of how it's like you told Nia Jax that you was going to have a match with her, or that you was going to have a match with her for your belt when you was done with Bayley. Now it's time to pay up. Same exact thing with TJP. You said that after Neville you was going to have a match with me. Now it's time to pay up. So it's pretty much this episode of Raw was more the fact of it's time to pay up.
Yeah, payoff. Yeah, basically payoff. Pay up, as you like to say. Yeah. Because ironically, they both ended on the same show, Extreme Rules. The Aries and Neville feud in Extreme Rules, and so did, I guess, technically Alexa Bliss and Bayley, because Bayley was a fucking ghost on Raw this week. She had
they said that she was home because she was done with her injuries from the.
I guess, but whatever. It was she was fucking gone, but yeah.
I know you don't want to hear that, but that's what they
It's bullshit. No, they in person just didn't know what to do with her next. They just didn't personally know. But yeah, moving on though to Kalisto and Titus O'Neil. Now we were talking about this during the kickoff show where it's like Akira Tozawa, Titus O'Neil prosecutor, and he was telling you want to be a part of Titus being so he could be international. And Akira Tozawa was like, I don't know what the fuck you talk about, fam, but yeah, he was just saying, well, let me just show you I could beat Kalisto, and then maybe think of you'll be congratulating once I come in the back. That did not happen because Kalisto beat Titus O'Neil. And so yeah, I don't know. Do you watch Titus O'Neil's segments after Raw? Like those are fucking hilarious.
To tell you the truth, I didn't really pay too much attention to this Raw, and the main reason why is somebody's doing something right now. I'm sorry, I just saw something. I'm about to watch this. No, I just saw something. I'm like, this is happening right now. I'll watch this. This is combo break.
No,
never mind. Wait. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was something that I thought was happening, and it kind of is happening, but it's not.
I got you.
Anyway, because I kind of wasn't really paying attention too much to Raw, and mainly because the website I was streaming on was having a little bit of problems, and it was on my end because I had to clear my cache of on my internet browser. So when I was doing that, I kind of reverted back to my old video settings. I couldn't figure out why, and I'm like, I thought I updated Flash, and apparently I didn't update Flash, and it was a whole bunch of other things. So I sort of missed the rest of Raw up to that point. Now, as far as but my friend was telling me about it. I did watch some clips. So as far as Titus O'Neil, no, I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like just have the time, like sometime look at his Titus because he always does a press conference after he loses. It's pretty much like sports, like NBA or whatever. Like they do a press conference after the game, and like he had a press conference, even though nobody's there. But the shit's hilarious. No, like just watch Apollo Crews there. It's fucking hilarious. So just take time to watch. It was just fucking gold in my opinion. But
also, I feel like now that you say it like that, I feel like the reason why they did that was because messed up. The reason they did that because WWE has been known to parry some things that happen in sports, and apparently something did happen in between the NBA finals.
Brian, I guess this was a reference to that.
Yeah, so that was a reference to that. So that's the reason why they probably did something like that, because it's like, let's just parry that. And, Vince says, hey, let's have the black people do something in basketball. Black people know about basketball, right?
Yeah. I guess, yeah, sure. whatever you say, Vince. Yeah. So,
blacks like basketball, don't they?
Yeah. I'm surprised there's been a black basketball gimmick. I'm shocked.
Because maybe even Vince probably knows that might not be the best idea.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'll never have a black WWE champion, but I also won't have a black basketball gimmick.
I think he thinks I'll be too over with the crowd because it's like that's like way too relatable to them. Like I don't know, but moving on to the next segment, which again I think was the second best segment of the night. The Miz is comeback tour.
Oh, okay, yeah. So let me explain to you about this. All right. Actually, go ahead and finish it. Now I'll go ahead and explain to you.
So basically, Miz was having his comeback tour because again, he is a 7-time Intercontinental Champion, only 2 reigns away from tying Chris Jericho as a 9-time Intercontinental Champion. He was thanking everybody. He was saying he's finally glad that Dean Ambrose is not champion. He was putting disgrace to the title. Maurice was also there. She was saying how I'm proud of you, and she's also happy that you brought this bear or furry, whatever that was. That was there.
Okay.
And they was like, I didn't bring him there. And they both looked at him, and the Miz just started attacking him. And he was like, well, he didn't know who the fuck that was. And he was like, ladies and gentlemen, he just assumed it was automatically Dean Ambrose. Why the fuck would that little furry be there? And he took it off, and we had the shocking debut of Johnny Gargano. Because thought that was fucking Johnny Kangaro under there.
that wasn't really him, but that was.
I know. That's what I thought. I was like, well, shit.
Everybody thought that was him too, but that wasn't really him.
I thought it was him. I was like, well,
it was another local. It was another local.
And so then that happened, and then Miz like, all right, that wasn't Dean Ambrose. Then another package came out. It's in this big box that I was carrying out. Miz just instantly thought, well, shit, I don't have a package because it's fucking Dean Ambrose again. So he went over to hit that fucking chair. He hit it, and he like elbow dropped it and everything. Like he was destroying it. I guess he realized Dean Ambrose couldn't possibly be in there since the box was all crumbled up, and he brought it out, and it was a clock, and Maurice was so pissed because she actually got it from him as a gift because she just wanted to, so the relationship was timeless, and she got upset and she left. And then the Miz was like, well, shit, I don't know what the fuck to do. And he was looking for Dean Ambrose, not realize that the cameraman himself was Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose, because for people don't remember, Dean Ambrose was able to get in to the arena thanks to Kurt Angle for trying to figure out the hell. With the whole Kurt Angle situation, another issue in itself. But like who the hell is sending him this stuff? And Dean was able to get in the ring that way. So Dean was able to sneak in, become the cameraman, and just play all these mind games with the Miz, and because Miz was so fucking paranoid, and Dean Ambrose was able to get a few punches at him, but Miz was able to escape, and it ended with Dean Ambrose just again saying that he wants his fucking Intercontinental title back. And so, what were your thoughts on that? And now we'll get to your point. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know? There was one of the things that I follow on Facebook pointed this out, and I completely forgot about this. And in a sense, this was a rib, even though it wasn't Dean in that suit, but this was a rib. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, Dean Ambrose was known as John Moxley. And he used to wrestle for the Philadelphia company CZW. Of course, other independent wrestling stuff too, but this is in CZW. John Moxley and Dean Ambrose are just a tad bit different from each other. The difference between John Moxley and Dean Ambrose is Dean Ambrose is WWE's version, so he's a tad bit calmer. While John Moxley and the way he used to live back then was a little more wild. There is the story that he has told many times, and it's like in pro wrestling lore, that one time John Moxley got drunk and had sex with a girl while wearing a bear suit.
Interesting. So I'm pretty sure that's the exact bear suit too.
Then came out. It was the same as that time around the time he had to do a thing, on CZW. Came out and did a promo about one of the wrestling promoters when he paid them $20 for a match. He did like a quick little shoot. So he had a wild night that night.
Jesus Christ. So what you're saying is that suit was pretty much a rib towards Dean Ambrose.
Yes. That's the suggested.
Yeah, because that bear was kind of random. Or whatever.
That's someone pointed that out to me. I mean, that was the thing. I remember hearing about that. He actually said that in Kevin Steen, the Kevin Steen show, where he used to be a thing called High Spots. Before Kevin Owens was Kevin Owens, he was known as Kevin Steen. And he used to do this thing called the Kevin Steen show, where he just had wrestlers we consider his friends. Most of the time it was the Young Bucks. And they will go and do like a small little shoot interview, and we'll talk about crazy things that happened on the thing. Like they used to be on YouTube, they took them off YouTube because I guess
Well,
I don't know. I have to look and see, like, because they used to be on YouTube. I used to watch it. Like one of the things was on Kevin Steen and Samoa Joe, and they would talk about how like B-Boy, who was another indie wrestler, used to do had some crazy things and stuff like that too. So yeah, it was a funny thing at the time. So yeah, that's something that happened with John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose.
I got you.
Also, as I'm looking at it, they don't have full videos anymore. They used to put on full videos. They now just have previews
Oh.
of um said videos. So yeah,
Well, I mean,
like they had
it's
there's
probably
one.
around
I guess you had to.
somewhere.
I guess you had to buy it from like
Their DVDs or whatever.
no, yeah, but well they have, yeah, you had to buy the DVDs, and you usually have like high spots. That's when the people used to do it. But like I'm trying to see if I can find the one with John Moxley, and I'm not sure if he's on here or not. But they used to have, like, they have him with Tommaso Ciampa. There's one with Chris Hero, also known as
Cassius Ohno.
Cassius Ohno. They have Nigel McGuinness is one of them. Davey Richards.
Interesting.
You know, it was, there's a here with the Young Bucks. It was a good, it was a good thing that they used to do. Kevin Steen with Jay Lethal, Kevin Steen with Matt Hardy.
Kevin Steen and Kevin Steen.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that. So no, there's one with Kevin Steen and with Swan. So
it's always fucking Kevin Owens, yo. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the funny thing about it, when the fact of when he says this is the Kevin Owens show, it's literally just him putting this is the Kevin Steen show.
I know.
So,
I mean, I would like to. I mean, I would. I mean, based on what you said, that sounds like it would maybe. And I guess
it's nice. It's a nice, funny, not too serious. Like if you watch some shoot interviews, like we're gonna get back into the whole thing.
No,
If you watch some of the old school shoot videos, it always used to be people that used to complain and talk about how such and such as this, and they saying I don't like this person and stuff like that.
I did see a Kevin Steen and a Young Bucks one before. I did see that. Like, I mean, like they were talking in the back. I mean, like, I guess it was a promo. I forgot what promotion it was in at the time, but
probably PWG,
probably.
But like they used to. There's like shoot interviews. Like I remember one shoot interview of the $1 Million Man talking about how he didn't like the Ultimate Warrior and everything because Ultimate Warrior, he felt like didn't deserve his popularity and stuff like that. Because in a sense, as big of a fan as I am of Ultimate Warrior, in a sense, Ted DiBiase is right because if you can compare Ted DiBiase's wrestling skills to the Ultimate Warrior's wrestling skills, Ted DiBiase can out-wrestle the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh no, shit, yeah,
and stuff like that, and so it was like he talked about that, about how but then later on he regretted saying that after the Ultimate Warrior passed away. So it's stuff like that. So it's one of those things of So like I said, it's something that it was a story that he told, and that's the reason why he I remember that pretty much.
I got you. Well, I mean, yeah, that would have been a funny rip. That was cake again. That bear was fucking random as hell. So, yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. The bear, I personally thought it was the Ambrose in there, but it seemed too obvious. So I did like how they played it up. Oh no, he's not. He's not the bear. So he's not the package. He was the cameraman. But yeah, and now we move on to probably our most debated part of the show. What the hell is going on with Enzo and Cass?
Oh, okay, yeah. So all right, so let's get with that.
Yeah. So whoa, for starters, I just want to get this out the way because we're probably gonna forget about the matches. So, and but to sum up real quick, Big Cass got attacked backstage. We don't know who it was. Enzo had to find a partner. Big Show became a partner. They fought Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They won backstage. Cass was questioning how Big Show was just there all of a sudden. He was saying, look, I didn't attack you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's done. So now let's get into what this whole storyline is about. I'd like to hear your thoughts first.
I'm just going to say this out now. And I'm just to point out there. Enzo, not Enzo, Big Cass did that to himself to put the heat off of him. Big Cass wasn't attacked. Okay, that's what is going on, and the reason why I feel like that was because the heat was getting to. I mean, yeah, we saw the Revival again backstage and everything, blah blah blah. But also, before that happened, there was a little more heat on Big Cass. Okay, from where it was like Big Cass might have done it. Everybody think Big Cass might have done it. Blah 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 blah. And that's when you know suddenly Big Cass is on the ground, hurts, right?
Out of nowhere, yep.
It's out of nowhere. A little suspicious if you ask me. That he just so suddenly out of nowhere
I
is
know, and just
injured.
all of a sudden this week, Enzo's not attacked. Just when Big Cass is attacked, Enzo's not attacked.
Yeah. Like I personally think Cass did that to himself.
Just to shift in some of so it's like
Yeah.
Enzo would have all doubt away of who it was. I know, I get what you're saying.
And another reason why, because after the match, after the match it was supposed to be Enzo and Cass versus the club, but ended up being Enzo and Big Show versus them, and then Enzo and Big Show won. So afterwards, they go backstage, and you see Enzo and Big Cass talking, or Enzo and Big Show talking. Then Cass come out of nowhere, and Cass is in a little bit of a bad mood because it's like, well, hey, why the hell did you get Big Show and everything, blah 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 blah. It's like you think that for someone that just had like that, he probably would be in that type of attitude, you know. But apparently, he has the attitude with the fact that you
Mm-hmm.
work with Big Show and you didn't check up on me and anything like that. I feel like that he's trying to make it seem like I'm innocent here, or he's trying to make it seem like he's innocent here. Um, as far as what's going on, I kind of got this distinct feeling that we're going to find out sometime down the line that what's his face commentator, I'm forgetting his name.
Corey Graves.
Yeah, Corey Graves. I think Corey Graves and what you call might be in cahoots.
What, Corey Graves and Big Cass?
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta know. Corey Graves is it's clear that Corey Graves never really liked Enzo. And again, I'll always show you that picture again where he specifically said, "I would love to shake the hand of the guy who attacked Enzo Amore." That next week, even though they were arguing, out of nowhere, Big Cass just shook his hand for whatever reason.
Yeah, and
And it's like,
not to also mention he hated Enzo even in NXT.
I know. So it's like,
So
yeah,
that,
I mean, for me, I am still on my Big Cat. I would like to think would be the one in this, but this week did throw. I mean, before you explained it, this week did throw a curveball. I mean, like before your explanation, I like this was a curveball to me. Like, what the fuck was this? So that led me into another theory. And it just so happened was Gallows Anderson at ring. Had Finn Balor would have came out, I would have said it was fucking Balor. But since it was Big Show, no, I'm saying since it was Big Show, I was like, okay, well that's squad. Because Finn Balor didn't appear at all tonight at Raw either. So that was
well,
weird as well.
actually, I feel like the reason why most wrestlers and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I'm trying to think. I don't know if I only saw pictures. Matter of fact, hold on, I have on Instagram. I don't know if most of the wrestlers or who went overseas, right?
Well,
But
it was just for some. No, Finn Balor was. Let me correct this. Finn Balor was there. He was just appeared at the dark match.
yeah, but here's the thing. Some of the wrestlers sometimes
Are already at.
yeah, they already left because of their flights.
I got you.
No, they didn't say anything about her. About barely hasn't posted anything. She hasn't had a story in a little while either. But some of them might have flights from where they have to leave right out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time it's like, oh, we gotta leave right away instead of leaving on Raw or whatever. So they might have instead of being on Raw, they might have to leave right away because of their flight. So Finn Balor did do a darts show, but Finn Balor also had to leave right away because he had to be out.
Probably.
You know,
Just to go
by
to
the thing.
Tokyo because he could do promotion work. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
other than that, like I said, I feel
That's
like
why. No, I'm saying I personally thought had Big Show not came out, it was Balor. I would have said it was fucking Balor Cup. I called it for years. Y'all thought I was an insane psychopath. It's fucking Balor Club. I called it because don't you? I found it where I was like, interesting. Big Cass gets attacked. Enzo has a tag match, just ironically against Gallows and Anderson, and he doesn't have a partner. If Balor would have came out, I would have lost my shit. Because it was like, who else could have been there? It makes sense now. It's fucking Balor.
Listen, I know you want Balor Club to happen, and eventually it will happen. Just
I don't know. I'm only saying it needs to happen now, because otherwise, I don't know what the fuck Gallows and Anderson are doing. They need something. They're just, I don't know. They need something back.
They're probably regretting leaving New Japan.
It's not. I don't think they do, but it's just like I feel like Finn Balor's injury delayed whatever plans they had. I personally think that. Let's think about this. Had Finn Balor not been injured, who would have known what would have happened? Would he ever gotten as far as Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens would have gotten had Finn Balor not been injured? Who would have been Universal Champion?
Well, the thing is that they always said that Finn Balor wasn't going to hold it, even if he
for long. I know, but
because he already had Lesnar versus Goldberg for that from the start.
Well, they had that plan since when they were like Goldberg, but who knows if Finn Balor never got injured? Plans changed when Finn Balor got injured. Get that whole storyline with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins that was meant for Finn Balor, and that Hell in a Cell was supposed to be Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Balor in a triple threat Hell in a Cell match, but that didn't happen. So, like I said, it was debatable how this was gonna play out, but I don't know.
Like I said, I feel like that it's going to happen, just not right now. But as far as Enzo and Cass and that, Cass did that on his own just to make it seem like that. They did. And another thing, hold on, now I'm not thinking about it. Another thing, if I can bring this up once again on Instagram, let me go to because even if this isn't meant to be what I might think it might be, it's just the fact of how they put it down as. Hold on, let me get to it. Right here, no, it's right here. You see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Will y'all help him?
I know they took a picture. Yeah.
They just took a picture.
But I
feel like they did this just to
show,
that hey, he got hurt too.
We don't know who the hell attacked him. And again, let's be realistic. Besides the Big Show, who else could actually take out Big Cass without an issue?
I want to say it was a Big Show anyway.
No, I'm not saying that wasn't a Big Show, but that's my point. Besides the Big Show, we know Braun Strowman's injured. Who else could that possibly been? For his side to kind of take him out. That's the point, realistically. So it's so we don't know.
That's just me.
I mean, hold on for 1 second. Okay. We got done with that segment. Moving on to Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. Basically, as you was alluded to earlier, Alexa Bliss was saying she was done with Bayley now, and Kurt Angle said, "All right, well, you do owe Nia Jax championship match, so you're gonna get that tonight." Before the match itself, Sasha Banks, Dana Brooke, and Bayley wasn't here, and Mickie James were backstage talking. Alexa Bliss came to him with Sasha Banks left, and she was saying, "Hey, we can't let Nia Jax get this opportunity out of nowhere. You guys work for her just well." Again, just trying to ease up to the faces, saying please help me because there's no way she was gonna get out of Nia Jax alive. So Mickie James, Dana Brooke said, "No, you're on your own, but we will be at ringside just to see it for themselves." which actually worked in favor of Alexa Bliss because during their match, Dana Brooke and Mickie James came at ringside. Alexa Bliss was getting manhandled by Nia Jax. So when she got thrown out of the ring, she said, fuck it, and just attacked Mickie James and Nia Jax, knowing that they'll fight back, which automatically led to a disqualification. So Alexa Bliss could retain her title. Nia Jax was pissed. She went after Alexa. Then Mickie James and Dana Brooke were in it, and then she fought both of them off. And then I guess all three of them realized they got played by Alexa because all three of them both stared at her while she was leaving. So your thoughts on that?
Pretty much exactly what you said. The smart plan by Alexa Bliss. She pretty much was like, I'm getting out of this alive one way or another.
Exactly, because she knows for herself there's no way in fucking hell she's gonna beat Nia Jax alone, at least I should say. So yeah, she somehow got out of that situation.
But it will make that car ride a little awkward because those two, if you, but the non-K-Fab people, they're actually ride buddies.
Yeah.
So that actually makes it a little awkward.
Yeah, for them to see what you kind of screwed me there, Alexa. Just saying. But yeah, moving on to the main event.
But then again, I'm actually surprised that they actually did that. It did something with Nia Jax after what she said last week. I'm surprised she's not in trouble.
Oh yeah, that tweet saying, "I'm shocked how they used all the women," which is kind of ironic when you think about it, because they did use all their women tonight, with the exception of Bayley.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but you know when you look at last week versus this week, you know it's like that tweet might have, but you know at the same time it's like did that actually
help her? Or... Yeah, no, I do get your point. No, I do get your point. Maybe it clearly did because now last week Mickie James or Dana Brooke was nowhere to be fucking found, and so this week they were actually part of the show. So yeah, I do see your point. So that tweet actually did help. So we'll see what happens on. I can see Great Balls fight. I can see it being a fatal 4-way between Nia, Alexa, Dana, and Mickie. I doubt Sasha Banks is gonna be involved. She's probably gonna be finding where the hell Bayley went. Like where the hell is Bayley? She's gonna be looking for. I can see that shit. I can already picture it now. It's gonna be segments of Sasha Banks looking for Bayley and shit.
Sure.
I don't know where the fuck she went. Like, yeah. So, oh, and even though we were about to get into Smackdown, don't you love that? Didn't you love that Fashion File segment where it had where like when Enzo who was on the board and said out of jurisdiction? That was hilarious.
Yeah,
like they can't get to him since he's on Raw. That to me, I was laughing.
It was clever.
It was like again the fashion. Why is that not a network show? I will pay them to make that a network show.
I would say it like this. The Edge and Christian show is having a season 2, which I'm surprised because they said
what the fuck?
Because they just said that they wasn't going to have a season 2.
Yeah.
But now apparently at one of the WWE Network commercials. I did see that, yeah. They said that season 2 of Edge and Christian is happening.
Yep.
So with that said, what if the Fashion Files make an appearance?
Yeah.
On the Edge and Christian show. Hopefully,
like it should be his fucking own show. It's so good. Like it's so fucking good. It should just be his own fucking show. I'm surprised like the joke didn't somehow the joke has been fresher every week. I'm surprised they didn't run out of like material.
You said
yeah. But yeah. Yeah. Moving on to the main event. Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins.
We haven't seen before. Except
it was good.
Except now Samoa Joe has as they call it in Yu-Gi-Oh, they have one of those like cards that help them have more of advantage on the field.
Yeah, they have momentum, I guess.
Yeah, you can say momentum. I like to call it Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know momentum because he is the number one contender for Brock Lesnar. So yeah. But it was a very good match. Again, what you expect between Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins. Very good athletes. The weirdest part, again, this is where it threw me off. Near the end of the match, Seth Rollins was about to finish Samoa Joe. Then Bray Wyatt's signature like cutaway shit happened.
Yeah.
We didn't know what the fuck happened. Ray Wyatt was even there, and then it distracted Seth Rollins. Coquina clutch. It's over.
I guess that's their way of starting Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt.
Which I have no problem with because, like, again, I even said when they fought each other one on Raw, I was like, this sounds like a pay-per-view match. How are they like just letting this go? But hey.
And then two, this is probably the end of Rollins versus Joe's program since Rollins and Joe. I mean, since now Joe is no one contender.
And with Finn Balor being off of TV, I can potentially see the reason why. I think after Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe is going to be facing Finn Balor. Maybe. Because
you also got to remember, because of Braun Strowman, they actually had to
switch a lot of shit. They had to do so much shit differently.
It's actually supposed to be Balor versus Wyatt.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's funny to think that, because it's like, again, Bray Wyatt cost Finn Balor the Intercontinental title, and Finn Balor did not care about that whatsoever. You saw that, like, this was like you could tell it was like a last minute decision just to like quickly switch out of that shit. Because again, otherwise, in a story perspective, what the fuck was the point of Bray Wyatt interfering in the match? Because he hasn't really had an issue with Finn Balor since. So it was like, well, what was the point then? Why would you attack him if you're not going to do like capitalize on that? Because they had no choice but to drop that storyline. But yeah, but I could see after Great Balls Fire, since Brock Lesnar is supposed to be facing Braun Strowman, because Braun Strowman should be ready by SummerSlam. He should be facing probably Samoa Joe next, and probably at SummerSlam maybe. But yeah, overall that was Raw. It's weird because again, it threw me off so much, that ending. You were just dealing with Roman Reigns, so you said, "Well, fuck that." Which, I mean, it's completely understandable.
Well, I know, I get Reigns because
well, fuck that. So I'm going just after Seth Rollins, which is, I mean, a reasonable answer. You have Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns deal with. You're not gonna get anywhere with Roman Reigns, so yeah. So that was interesting. I want to see how that story goes. But the real question, what the hell Roman Reigns gonna do now, is clearly Bray Wyatt's focusing on Seth Rollins. I know, but it's like, but that's my point. Like, what the fuck is Roman Reigns? I doubt he's not gonna be doing anything. So what is he gonna do? Like part of the Titus brand or something? That'll be hilarious. That would be fucking hilarious. Like he just suddenly like gets dropped down to that card, like the lower card, and just like having a mini. That shit would be fucking hilarious. But I know who the fuck am I kidding? Yeah. So that was Raw. So let's go to Smackdown. I'm looking at the time. It's already 10 o'clock, so we'll just have to.
Oh, it's not like I got work tomorrow.
Oh, okay. No problem then. Before we get into Smackdown, since it did start with the women, I want to point out this interesting stat I saw on Facebook, and it's 100% correct. All the championships between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the UK championship, with the exception of Naomi, all of the champions are heels. Think about that.
Well, like I said,
Brock Lesnar, yeah, it's debatable, but technically, all of the champions are heels.
Huh?
Because I just want to.
I think that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at all the champions. Like I'm on the website. Debatable, but we'll just say he's a heel for this case. Jinder Mahal is a heel. Alexa Bliss is a heel. Naomi's a face. The Miz is a heel. Kevin Owens is a heel. Cesaro and Sheamus is a heel. The Usos are heels. Neville's a heel. Pete Dunne is a heel. Bobby Roode's a heel. The Authors of Pain and Asuka. Yeah, she is.
So Asuka's a heel now.
Yep. So it's like they're all heels. Naomi is the only champion that is not a heel. That is amazing.
That is interesting. I didn't realize that.
The last time this occurred where all the champions at the same time were all heels was back in 2015 when Brock Lesnar became WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Back in 2014, I should say. When he became champion,
I'll also say like this. They usually don't do something like that until WrestleMania sometimes. Well, they used to. They don't do it now, but it used to be a thing from where WrestleMania. Um,
The heels lose all their titles.
well, yeah, the heels either lose all their titles, or yeah, pretty much. The heels lose all their titles, and going into WrestleMania, the majority of the people, the majority of the wrestlers are heels. So,
Mhm.
um, here it is now. This is not WrestleMania moment. Um, we're a couple months away from SummerSlam, so we can't really go into that. Um, unless everyone in SummerSlam is going to be a hit. Well, let's look. Let's go into Money in the Bank when it comes to SmackDown.
Yeah.
As far as well, I mean, even though I don't think Orton's winning and
Orton's
everything like
not
that.
fucking winning. It's his hometown. Like I said, they forgot where Swan was even from that state. I mean, from that city. So it's like
Also, there is a thing that Randy Orton is about to take some time off
I know.
because
And again, John Cena's
he
coming
is
back
supposed to be.
July 4th, so we already know where this shit is leading.
Yeah,
Jinder Mahal run. Run, Jinder.
really good run, Jensen.
Run.
Because
Don't hinder.
if Vegeta can't beat you, Goku will.
No, yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Yeah, I I actually love that analogy. Yeah.
Listen, it's been something I've been saying for a while, and I want you to, and I want you, and everybody who's watching, I want you to do this. Find a John Cena versus Randy Orton match. Anyone, okay? Find a good one, like one of their long ones, either ones on Raw or probably one on one of the pay per views.
I'd say
Find a
their
John
best
Cena versus
one out of
Randy
all of
Orton
them
match.
was probably like that
Okay.
bragging rights one.
Now, when you do that, go on YouTube and look up Dragon Ball Z fighting music, either American or Japanese. The Japanese one works the best. Okay, watch them fights and have that music play in the background. It fucking works.
Yeah, they are fucking Goku Vegeta in this era in WWE because, like, yeah, yeah, you're right. Vegeta can't do a fucking Goku well because fucking John Cena. Yep. But yeah, we're moving on to SmackDown itself. It's open with the women. It revealed, I'm sure man revealed their Money in the Bank briefcase, which is strange because I know why theirs is silver because it represents how, I mean, theirs is white because the SmackDown Women's title is white. Their outline is white, so that makes sense. However, for the guys, I would like to think since Raw doesn't have a Money in the Bank match, they couldn't just give him the gold briefcase, but they gave it the blue briefcase instead. But it's
well, I don't know. I actually like the white suitcase. It looks
no. I like the white suitcase for the women. My issue is with the men; they're making them use the blue briefcase, which is like. But I get that it's your brand, but Raw's not doesn't have Money in the Bank. It doesn't have to be color coded. So just give them the gold.
Use the gold one. Yeah, I did. All right, then you're right.
That's my point. Yeah, the women's. I have no issue with the women's one. It's just why is their men resorted to the fucking plastic blue one, where they could just be using the gold one? Since again, Raw doesn't have a Money in the Bank, so it's not like you have to differentiate the blue and the red Money in the Bank briefcases. We already know that Money in the Bank is specifically for the WWE title, so why not just give them the gold one? I don't know, but hey. Whatever. But the women were out here, to be specific, Charlotte, Carmella, Becky, Natalya, Tamina, and Naomi. They were yes. They were all out here just discussing the match and whatever. And then finally, it took less time for Emelina. Lana made her SmackDown debut, and she appeared finally.
Which, by the way, once again, I was having video issues. I can't see all that.
Yeah. So yeah, she came out, and I would have thought she would have been a heel, but she was a babyface. Like crowd was cheering her and whatever. So
well, I can say this now. I think she's going in as heel, but the fans love Lana because look at her.
Mm-hmm. And I thought this would have been their opportunity just to drop the Russian shit, but apparently not.
Okay, so, by the way, I have a question. Which Lana do you like the best? Do you like pantsuit Lana? Do you like this suit Lana? Or do you like what I like to call Jenny in the Block Lana?
I guess I like pants Lana. I don't know.
No, because Jenny in the Block, Lana. I call her Jenny in the Block because if you remember, she had a little stint with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
and she decided that I was going to be like some chick from New York.
Yeah, that's all about. Yeah, it's weird.
I was calling her Jenny from the Block or Lana from the Block.
Lana from the Block. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we go. Lana came out. She said she must be part of Money in the Bank. Chairman said, "Wow, that he likes the idea. She didn't earn the right to be in the Money in the Bank women's match." And what you call it? Naomi started laughing, and she was like, "What's so funny?" Because she was like, "I don't know why I thought you could be a part of it because you haven't even won a match yet." But she said, "But I know I can beat you." They had altercations. Steph Chain told Lana to leave because they was gonna have a 6-woman tag between Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky versus Carmella, Natalia, and Tamina. And while that match was actually happening, the match started basically, and Lana Marie came out and distracted Naomi for Tamina, and by God, that fucking super kick from Tamina almost.
You also gotta remember she's Samoan.
I know. Yeah, that fucking super kick almost knocked her fucking head off. And again, every week they always squash my idea of Naomi and Tamina feud, but whatever. They shouldn't be interacting with each other whatsoever, but they always fucking do it every single fucking week. So Tamina actually got the win, which was shocking. Wasn't expecting her out of the team to get the win. So it distracted. Pretty much Lana caused Naomi the match. So your thoughts of just both segments, the opening segment and then the match itself?
Well, I didn't see the opening segment because I was having video issues, but I did catch the last little bit of that match, and yeah, that super kick was just. Well, like I said, she has the Samoan moveset, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. So I was like, yeah, to me, this win is shocking. This later led into Naomi asking.
I'm also surprised that they let Tamina actually get away with this. I mean, not get away, but they let Tamina actually prove
that she could actually do something.
Yeah.
Because again, she's just always been a fucking groupie her whole fucking career, pretty much. So,
yeah.
Maybe she might be the sleeper one to win the Money in the Bank. I will give our predictions.
No, that's not going that far.
I know. Yeah, well, we'll give our predictions next week of who for in our prediction show of who's gonna win Money in the Bank. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen there. Naomi went later in the Shayman's office and demanded that she faces Lana for the women's title. And Shayman, but you're just playing exactly what Lana wants. She said, "I don't care. I'm gonna snatch her head ball or whatever she likes to say."
Snatch the ball.
Yeah, snatch the ball. Yeah. And,
whatever ratchet thing she usually says, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I actually can't say that because something kind of happened within the FGC about someone using that word about African Americans in the FGC, and it kind of ticked me off. But
Gotcha.
I'll explain that to you later.
Mm-hmm. So then at Money in the Bank, it will be for the SmackDown Women's title, Naomi versus Lana. So yeah, that's happening in Lana's debut match. So I don't know if she's gonna wrestle next week, but I assume it'll be her debut match. So they'll hold it off for one. Yeah, it will be. I can potentially see them giving Lana the fucking title because again, she pretty much taken the Eva Marie role. I guarantee Eva Marie was supposed to be at WrestleMania and win that fucking title by doing absolutely nothing. But since we know Eva Marie is,
here's the thing though, they've been teaching Lana how to wrestle. She actually can wrestle. People just have to take her seriously.
Exactly.
Seriously enough for her to win the title like that? Nah.
I got
not right now.
Well, hey, who are you to judge that Jinder Mahal is debut champion? That's gonna be my answer to everything. Jinder Mahal is debut champion. So what are you talking about?
True.
It's like your point is invalid. Your point is invalid. Jinder Mahal.
But at the same time, Jinder Mahal knows how to wrestle.
Exact, fair point too. Yeah.
Lana, I saying she can't wrestle, but I did see her a little bit of a match with NXT, and
yeah, that shit was fucking ridiculous. But
she has some work to be done before she thinks about being SmackDown's Women's Champion.
Exactly. But yeah, we will find out Money in the Bank if she can actually fucking pull it off. Moving on to AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler. This was their rematch from last week.
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, where Dolph
Decent
Ziggler
people.
surprisingly defeat AJ Styles. Nobody respect. Well, who are we fucking kidding? It was his hometown, so of course that shit was gonna happen. I don't think
The thing that gets me about that,
yeah.
I have him on Instagram and everything like that. He was sitting there promoting, hey
Yeah,
everyone,
he was running for almost a whole month.
buy the red. I mean, I always represent Team Blue, but
Fucking
since we're
trolls,
Georgia
they
Red,
really are.
buy the red AJ Styles one shirts and available
Yeah,
at
like
WWE.com and
shit.
everything like that. Blah 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 blah. Like he's sitting there promoting, trying to get
For
everybody
almost a
hyped
whole
up.
month. For almost a whole month.
Yeah, it's just to get them hyped up, and then you walk backstage feeling good in your hometown. You get told, "Hey, you're going to lose this match." Wait, what? Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's
I
like,
don't think he was. I think he wasn't shocked because, like, again, it's your fucking hometown. You're not gonna fucking win this shit. So it's like, yeah, that happened. So yeah, so AJ Styles was able to get his win back. So AJ Styles was able to defeat Dolph Ziggler in the
yeah, but
match.
that match wasn't even long
It
anyway.
was,
That
it was like
match,
minutes. Yeah, it was like short. It wasn't like that.
although surprisingly, that AJ Styles hit Styles Clash on the SmackDown show.
Yeah. So that
That's usually a paper. We'll talk
you
about
thing now. Yeah, that's usually a
yeah,
pay per
we'll
view
talk about
thing now.
traditions of pay per views. Styles Clash is usually a pay per view tradition. The last time I can remember Styles doing Styles Clash, it almost killed James Ellsworth.
Exactly. That's why I think they stopped it from TV. Yeah, no, you're absolutely 100% right. He hasn't hit the Styles Clash on regular TV in like a fucking ages. So, yeah, they do say that for just pay per views. So yeah, I can already see next week they're probably gonna have one final match with each other before Money in the Bank. So just see who gets the
I don't know. I
last
think
win.
I want to say six man tag.
After the ending, I don't think it will, but I
Well,
think
unless they do. Well, let's get to that point first, and then
yeah. What I could potentially see happening next week, it could be AJ versus Kevin, and then Dolph Ziggler versus Sami Zayn. I can see that happen just to switch it up one final week, and then it'll be well, yeah, we'll just wait until we'll get to the ending. Then we move on to my favorite part of the night, just because of the entrance alone, Jinder Mahal versus Mojo Rawley. That Jinder Mahal entrance, though. I'm just again, I will officially admit publicly on YouTube. I'm a Jinder Mahal mark now. I will fully admit that because the joke is still here. They are running with this joke like full force, and it's fucking amazing. This was literally a joke. Jinder Mahal being WWE champion. And it's fucking clicking, and somehow still the joke is still alive. Like I have no issue with Jinder Mahal keeping the title forever at this point. It's fucking ridiculous.
listen.
How do we get?
If
If you
there's
could
one
ask,
thing,
it's
if
like
there's one thing
the thing is,
if there's one thing I
no,
would say
go
they
ahead.
need to change about Jinder Mahal is stop being. Even though someone did say that they did it less this week, and I hope that they continue doing that. Stop being the wrestler that has to remind themselves that you're anti-American. You don't always
I
have
know
to
they should just
be.
drop that. Yeah,
You don't always have to be the anti-American wrestler. We already know that you're anti-American, um, and everything because of because of who you are. But you don't have to keep reminding that I am the anti-American wrestler and all you Americans and stuff like. You don't have to do that because it's old and cliche, and you don't have to. You can just be
exactly.
a regular. You can be a regular wrestler who just and then. I mean, yes. At the same time, fans do bring it out on you.
When they chant USA,
Yeah, when you chant USA and everything like that. But at the same time, it's just like. But he did do it less this week than he did last week or past weeks.
I got you. Yeah, but yeah, Jinder Mahal, he was able to defeat Mojo Rawley. Not able to, he should because Jinder Mahal should be fucking unbeatable if he became WWE champion. So like he should breeze through Mojo Rawley, which he
Well,
pretty much
it's not really that hard to become unbeatable when you're
I know.
the thing is
Okay.
Mojo.
Yeah. So it's
Um,
like, yeah, so we're just so again, it's just building momentum towards Money in the Bank where he defends his title against Randy Orton in his rematch. I hope the guy they actually let Jinder Mahal win because otherwise, what was the fucking point in all of this? I want to see where they go with this. I'm just curious because, like, again, what was the point at Backlash? And this has to lead into something. My guess, John Cena defeats him and become the 17-time world champion. That's where I see this is going. So, unless otherwise, I can see the clear direction where this is going. So, with that being said, I'm assuming Jinder Mahal is just going to job out to Cena because why not at SummerSlam? Because he's going to beat. I can already see the match happening at Battleground. Those two are going to fight each other at Battleground. John Cena and Jinder Mahal. But what you would call it? At SummerSlam, John Cena's going to beat Jinder Mahal. So. Which again, even the fact that I even came up with that sentence speaks volumes. John Cena's going to defeat Jinder Mahal, a sentence I probably had never even put together because why would they even be in the same sentence in the first place? But this is reality, folks. This is fucking reality. So yeah, but again, I love Jinder Mahal's entrance. That was probably his best entrance he ever done. The way how the carpet came out and shit. He was walking and whatever. He made him look like a big deal. That's what they should be fucking doing. If they want to fucking run with this joke, they made him. You have to make him as big of a deal as fucking possible. And so far they have done it. So, yeah. I hope I'm all for Jinder Mahal beating Randy Orton at Money in the Bank. So just for him to job out against John Cena. So yeah, he better be fucking John Cena. I swear to God, he better. He fucking better. Like, prove me wrong today. You make this joke last forever. Now we move on to New Day versus Cologne. Before that, the Fashion Files. Fucking another amazing one for Fashion
I feel like that was like one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the New Day.
With the crossover.
And then the rompers. Oh my God, that was hilarious. He got him a romper and Tyler Breeze put it on. He was like, oh, no, what is like? He was like, what is this? He's like, yeah, it looks whatever. It was hilarious, but this just led into the New Day facing the Colognes. Then the New Day obviously beat the Colognes. The Usos came out and they cut their promo and just mocking all three of them. This is just all leading up to Money in the Bank, where the New Day will face the Usos for SmackDown Tag Team titles. So, any thoughts on this?
Usos coming out playing and cutting on them was actually pretty hilarious.
That was like, he's like, yeah, Xavier was like, what are those?
But I also wonder. So I don't think Kofi's wrestling.
I don't think he is. No, they just brought him back because they needed something from. They brought the New Day. I guarantee they was probably trying to hold off for the New Day until Kofi was actually healed. But then they realized, oh shit, since we made Breezango lose at Backlash, we need a team for Money in the Bank and American Alpha. Who the fuck are they? So
hey, where the fuck are American Alpha?
That's my point. Like, who the fuck are the American Alphas? Clearly, they're nobody. So we need the New Day right now. So they're bringing them back. They're just going to use Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi.
And the thing is that that's good that they bring in that and Xavier Woods, because I feel like Xavier Woods doesn't get too much ring time when he's in New Day. Up to a certain point, but it was always Kofi and
yeah, because again, Xavier Woods was the it was Kofi and Big E. It was well, because Xavier Woods was the mouthpiece basically.
Well, not just that, but also at the time, Xavier Woods was studying.
So that's understandable.
So he really couldn't like bustle and try potentially get hurt. That's where you know he can't take a test that he needs to graduate. So they probably don't.
I do understand that.
Test because I was playing wrestling and I got injured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm glad to see this combination between the two. So we'll just find out what happens at Money in the Bank. So yeah, moving on to the main event: Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens. Now,
with the thumb of America broke.
Yes, exactly, because Kevin Owens did actually injure his what was it, arm or thumb?
Thumb.
this time. He did say he would still be competing, so which is good because I don't want them to
Well,
relinquish.
it's not the difference with a broken thumb is depending on what sport you can actually still do your sport and everything like that. You just have to wrap your thumb up. You with broken thumb is one of those things like a broken toe. It's one of those things that will heal eventually, but you got to apply pressure with it, and you have to. It's weird, but
No, I do get your point. Yeah,
yeah,
like even though it's a
I've
minor
broken,
injury compared to other injuries that would come
yeah,
into like.
because one of the things sorry, my friend's talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, keep going, keep going.
Oh no! All I was gonna say is, and again, for the third week in a row, you cannot tell me this is a fucking coincidence. Shinsuke Nakamura beat Kevin Owens. You cannot tell me this is not leading into eventually Shinsuke Nakamura fighting Kevin Owens for the title.
Probably sometime down the line, I can see that happening.
Because this is 3 times in a fucking row he has beaten the United States champion. Like, so it's like, what the hell? And then at the end of the match, Baron Corbin, who was at commentary because Sami Zayn was originally supposed to be at commentary, but Baron Corbin, the bully that he is, decided to do that. He said, I guess there's an open spot now. So he could attack Sami Zayn backstage. So he said, I guess there's an open spot. So he took the commentary as well. So he did the end of days on Shinsuke Nakamura, and the last person standing at the end of the show was Baron Corbin. So, yeah. That was pretty much Smackdown. Next week will be their final show before Money in the Bank, so we'll see where all roads lead there. Moving on to 205 Live. Cedric Alexander, he fought Noam Dar. Again, Alicia Fox was surprisingly not here for some odd reason. I forgot what Noam Dar said was the reason why, but he just wasn't here, so they fought. Very good match, I will say that. Again, 205 Live, you can expect them to have the best match. It's just do the fans actually care? That's really the real question about 205 Live is just the fans, not the show. The show itself is decent. It's just, are the fans backing it up? That's just the real question. And the match itself is fine. So, what you call it? So I was able to get the win, but the key thing to look into is at the end how they exchange with one another. Take out there and say, "Look, I'm done." And you should be done with her too. Pretty much saying that you should be done with Alicia Fox. That's why I was saying earlier in the show, maybe a face Noam Dar, because he said, and you should be done with her too. You should move on from her. So I don't know. He might be moving on from Alicia Fox. I would say it might be a face Noam Dar. I have no idea where this is leading. Your thoughts on this?
Nah.
Right.
It's one of those things where, and we said it earlier, this has been going on since November.
Yeah, we officially released long-term storytelling like Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho from last year. So it's like,
it's now to the point where it's like,
it has to be something.
Like, can we please move on? Can we please?
This has been their longest story. Like the Cruiserweight title picture scene has been changed multiple times throughout the year, but this has been the constant. The fucking constant in this fucking Alicia Fox. This is the most Alicia Fox has ever gotten attention throughout her whole 10 years. Yes, I said it right. 10 years. Being in so
it's a shame that it has to be with this storyline.
This is literally like, this will be her when she retired. This will be her defining moment, and it took her up until I'm not saying she's retiring yet. I'm just saying.
But when she retires,
this will be probably her most prominent thing that people remember her for. Is this? I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad thing. It's just it's what they do with it at the end that people.
No, it's a bad thing.
I mean, yeah, but we'll just see where this leads. Mustafa Ali, he fought Louis Val, fucking jobber, I guess. The main point in this was that Mustafa Ali didn't use any of his high flying, but like he was about to do the inverted 450. Drew Gulak came out and he stopped him. So what he had decided instead, I forgot what he did. He couldn't do anything because the jobber was about to tackle. He just said, fuck it. He countered, and then he just did a quick pinfall to win. So Drew Gray, I guess, is trying to prove a point. Like, see, you can actually win a match while doing high-flying moves. Maybe this might be a heel turn for Mustafa Ali, I guess. I don't know. I'm even saying Drew Gulak was fucking great. I do like this patriarch of, hey, no high-flying, 205 Live. So it's like that.
It's actually working.
And it is. So it's like I'm curious to see where this go. Might be Mustafa Ali heel turn. It could be one of his proteges, I guess. And then with that conflict of him and Tony Nese, because those two are friends, I guess. We haven't seen Tony Nese in a while on 205 Live. I know he's been on Main Event, but like with Grand Metalik, fuck you, WWE. So
listen, the day Grand Metalik comes back is when he comes back with his old theme music.
Yes, I don't even to this day. I don't know why. Cause that theme music Cruiserweight Clash was the best thing ever. Now it's this fucking racist shit with the Mexicans and whatever.
I mean, even the other one.
It was both of them, but at least that one was like much more better.
It sounded better.
But this one is like deliberately they weren't even fucking trying with his interest music. But at least the other one was so much more better. It made it yeah. And then we move on to the main event itself, which again, this match was this was something else. This match, this literally had me on the edge of my seat of for a split second I thought that was like, well, shit, they're gonna give TJ Perkins the title or TJP the title again for some reason. I legit thought that because like the way the story was being told in the ring, it was like Neville was just fucking toying with him. It's just his cockiness and I thought what they were gonna do is like his cockiness was gonna get the best of him and TJ Perkins was gonna take a bit, and that would have been it. And I legit thought, like, especially that ending where he was working on the legs, when he put him in that knee bar, I thought it was gonna be over. It's been proven that Neville can tap thanks to Austin Aries, so it was like it would have been shocking. It wouldn't have been that shocking for Neville to tap again.
Also, it's something to think about. And someone else said this. Have you noticed that even with our cruiserweights, the majority of the cruiserweights that we have
are submission specialists?
Yeah, like their submission moves are not so.
They're all
high flying. I mean, Cedric then has that awful behind backbreaker, and I don't say awful in a bad way.
I know that shit is fucking dead. Fuck that. Spine. I know, like fuck that. I know there's only a few of them that doesn't have
Yeah, but like you straight out of the cruiserweight, somebody has like a moon saw, and some of them do. Some of them do have.
Akira has German. Akira has his German and his senton. Brian Kendrick he does have the sliced bread, but he also has the captain's hook, which is the submission. TJ Perkins has his knee bar and the detonation kick. Rich Swann has that spinning.
Well, he's the only one that has the Phoenix Splash.
Yeah, the Phoenix Splash, yeah. Neville has the Ring of Saturns and the Red Arrow. Mustafa Ali has the Inverter 450. Tony Nese has the Running Knees. Ha ha.
I love that move, by the way.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I do get your point though, where the cruiserweights, they're mainly all submission, which is perfectly fine because again, I liked how they're trying to show the fact that cruiserweights are not about. I mean, I like as much as I love the high flying shit. That's not just what they're all about. What they're basically saying is, again, these are the best wrestlers in the world in this weight class. Like they're not defined just by high flying.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I have no issue with them being like most in submission because it shows that they can do other shit besides fucking high flying, which that we're expecting to be what the cruiserweights are, and that's not the case. And I think that's the main issue with this current audience. They were to believe that the cruiserweights will be these high flying people, but they're not.
It's actually proving that we're just more than just
high.
Actually, when you think about it, the majority of the high flyers are
on the main roster.
No, not even the main roster. I was going to say majority of the high flyer cruiserweights are in superstars or whatever the fuck is on main event.
Main event, yeah. I know Grand Metalik, but
you want to know something that's funny? and I laugh about it gets me every time. I understand why they have to, and I guess you could say it's a tradition, but why in the intro of main event or the intro of Superstars do they show your main stars?
I know they're fucking trolls. I thought I was the only one. It's like
But then the
trolls.
match.
And it's like we both know we're just gonna be fucking seeing Curtis Axel and shit. So it's like
we got.
don't make me fucking believe AJ Styles is gonna be on.
Yeah, we got AJ Styles, Sasha Banks, Roman Reigns, Ben Balor,
John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, in our first match, Bo Dallas versus.
Right, what? I don't like, get the hell out of my face. They even show Undertaker perform Superstars. I remember that. I do remember.
Yeah, that too. And like in our first matchup,
get the fuck out my face.
Our first matchup is Curtis Axel versus Kalisto. Huh?
Like you lied to me, you liar. You were saying
like our next match, our main event for this match, Bo Dallas versus Goldust.
It's like what? No, I mean, like you're right. Like it was, like it's ridiculous how like the false advertisement is like again. AJ Styles is gonna be on main event and Superstar. Sure, WWE. Yeah, John Cena.
The day John Cena does
Superstars main event. The day Brock Lesnar. Like it's like they don't even advertise Brock Lesnar just in a jobber match on Superstar.
The day he does that, I need to question who
the fuck is running that? Yeah, like no, first of all, who the fuck is running the company? Like is Vince McMahon still alive at that point? Like who the fuck is running the company? But
who the hell did
Brock Lesnar? Like I guess like Brock Lesnar's like killed, but I wouldn't even know the reason why Brock Lesnar would even be on main event. Like that is I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, Neville, he retained his cruiserweight title after, but again, barely. It was just thanks to Cheeseburger fucking up by letting him get the ring of Saturn in him while he was near the rope. So Neville was able to retain his title. And like I said, the real question is, who the fuck is going to try to face Neville next? You say Cedric Alexander. I also say Cedric Alexander. So we will remain to see what happens in Annapolis 205 live. NXT.
You know I'm never home for this.
I know. So I'll just sum it up. It was somewhat interesting. It did prove my theory on one thing, which I'll bring up. First off, it was Heavy Machinery versus Lars Sullivan and Victor Andrews. Again, it was pretty much a squash match. However, I don't know if you know who Lars Sullivan is. Pretty much what they're doing with him is that every time he loses in tag team match, whatever partner he has, he just completely destroys him.
Didn't they do that bit before?
Yes, exactly. They did it again. So I don't know.
They've done it with someone. Can't think of who.
Yes, I guess they're doing it with him now. So I don't know why. Heavy Machinery again at the end of y'all. We want y'all to pain. So I assume eventually that match is going to happen since DIY isn't here anymore. Yeah. Now this is the segment I was talking about. Roderick Strong. Yeah. This is what happens when it's like you don't like it. This is pretty much like Roderick Strong's first like official promo, really, by himself. And by God, this was hard to watch. At least on NXT. Like I don't know how he was in Ring of Honor or whatever, but in NXT, like this was kind of. I mean, Byru saved the promo when he came out, but it was like I don't. Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong is not really. It's kind of known that Roderick Strong is more of a, and it's something they're gonna have to work on. But Roderick Strong is not really the best talker. He is a phenomenal.
Yeah, I get. I mean, like you don't have to tell me that.
He is a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. But talking.
Yeah, you would think that with the Performance Center there's one of the actual classes that they actually do teach you.
Yeah, Performance Center. Yeah.
Is cutting promos and everything like that. Dusty Rhodes used to run that.
Exactly.
I don't know who's running it now, but there is the known lore that that Roger Strong is not really the best
Well, you didn't tell me twice.
talker.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I'm like,
I mean,
you didn't have to.
and the
You
thing is
didn't
that
have to prove that to me, Ron. You
he
like, you
has
didn't have
his
to prove it
moments.
to me.
He does
Like
have his
shit.
moments, but I'm guessing he didn't have his moment.
Bobby Roode. If it wasn't for Bobby Roode coming out, I think the fans would have turned on Roderick Strong. I'm just saying. And I'm talking about this is full Sarah. Like they're always behind the indie people. I think they might have turned on Roderick Strong had Bobby Roode not came out. Like this was bad. This was real bad.
What did he say?
I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to say how like I never really expressed myself to you guys, and I told you about my family, my past. Whatever. It was a passionate promo. I got that, but the way it was delivered was just fucking horrible. It was like, how should I describe? Remember those videos, like those segments they were doing, like who is Roger Strong, whatever. It was as if he was talking as if the only person that was there was the camera. Like I guess he wasn't expecting the crowd to be there. And I think that was the issue with this promo. He was talking as if no one was there. I think that's the best way to describe it. He was talking as if he was just shooting a documentary. He wasn't in front of a live crowd, and I think that's the reason why it didn't click with me. That's the only way. That's like the only best way I can describe what I saw. If it wasn't for Bobby Roode coming out and for God's sake saving it, because Jesus Christ. I mean, I do like Roderick Strong, but like for God's sakes, man. For God's sake.
Like I said, I've heard. Oh, my fault. Sorry, that's what happened to me. I gotta give me a new chair. I have been hearing that Roger Strong. I've heard her before. I mean, Roger Strong hasn't. He's not the best talker. He has his moment.
Well, I mean, I guess all those critics were right in this one because, yeah. I'm assuming this is leading into Bobby Roode versus Roger Strong. I'm not saying that this is at Brooklyn. I'm not gonna say that because they have a good 2 months until Brooklyn, so anything could happen. They have a good 2 months, 3 months actually. A good 3 month build to Brooklyn, so I don't think.
I also have a friend who's going to that, and I kind of got in a small argument with someone because he's like, well, what's the script? And like, so is movies. He's like, well, you can get I'm like, it's choreographed, but you can still get hurt. For someone who trained in wrestling, I can tell you this. It's like, yeah, well, you can get hurt from boxing and everything like that. Why would you want to do like this? And like, all right, so you want to compare boxing into wrestling? They can, since we're going to do that, they can both get injured. Boxers and wrestling go get injured. We can possibly also die if we do something wrong. Okay, but instead of sitting here and being that guy that talk about, oh, what the fuck, what's this fake? How about just shut up and let people enjoy things?
Exactly. It's like, always going to be that stigma. It's always going to be a stigma of wrestling's fake. Okay, so it's already on TV. What's your point? Like that's all you get. Like again, like I don't understand people's logic. Okay, so is everything else on TV? You don't see us saying that. Like I don't. It's just it's whatever.
I mean, one of the funny things she still doesn't talk to me at work, and I really care less. But one of the funny things, and it was Royal Rumble week. It was Royal Rumble Sunday, and they were just like, I'm talking to a coworker, and if she just happened to be right there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go home, probably eat dinner, then I'm gonna watch Royal Rumble. And she was like, Royal Rumble? You mean in wrestling? Ew, you still watch wrestling? You know that's fake, right? And I'm like, well, so is your weave, but nobody's not commenting about it. And he got pissed at me. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
Because like again, I don't like it's fake. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying that the kids know that, but I'm pretty sure if you're talking to like anybody over the age of 15, I'm like anybody over the age of like 17 or 18, I'm pretty sure that we know it's fake. You don't have to tell us. That's like saying, what's the best example of this? I'll think of an analogy next week. Yeah, it's too late for me to think of an analogy next week. for this. But yeah, no, I do get you one. I just I come to just ignore it. Okay, so like again, my response will always be so is everything else on TV. I'm too. What's okay? So it's like okay, like we're just pointing out the obvious just because I enjoy something and shit. Like I was actually Empire. People talk when I was in like 12th grade high school. People talk about Empire like it was the fucking Bible, and all I had seen was like it was like it's not real, right? Like the way they talked about it. But like that's my point. Again, if you like
But
TV
people,
show, that's perfectly fine.
People hold that to
Wrestling, I know. There's some reason wrestling, they hold wrestling to like, no, this shit is fake. I don't know why. Like, no, like, no shit is fake. But who cares? I don't know. It's weird. I'll think of more of that next week. Of my analogy of why people do this. I don't think why people hold wrestling like a different canon than anything else. But yeah. Peyton Royce, she fought them. I'm not saying she was a jobber, but Sarah Logan. I don't know if you know who she is. I don't think she was a jobber, but because she actually got an entrance, so not saying she's a jobber. But Peyton Royce won. I think the main thing to get out of this is that Ember Moon, she's cleared, and she said before she goes back to Asuka, she's just gonna deal with Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. So we'll see how that goes from there.
Like I said, that was what's going to happen. Sooner than later. Wow. Okay. I just saw something on my Facebook. Apparently, someone just had a baby on June 9th. This was yesterday. The baby. I hope this is real. I'm gonna check to see if this is real. But the baby is Naruto Scott Murphy.
Okay.
I'm gonna check and see if this is real quick.
Okay. Yeah. But
yeah, so it just goes from there.
Well, I was just gonna move on to the next thing. Hideo time only lurking. Now this is where shit gets interesting. Hideo, he's fighting only lurking. I guess Hideo's a heel now because he hit the GTS on. Yep, because he hit the GTS on only lurking, but he didn't stop there. You thought you went to pinfall. He hit it again. The referee's trying to just say like, "Yo, just end the match," and then he hit it again, and then he hit it a fourth time. The Cash No No came out, and he was like, "Yo, what you doing, man?" And he pushed him.
Well, you know what? You know what? I don't know if you saw the end of. At the end of Takeover.
Oh, that was fucking beautiful. When he was cursing them out, and I don't know why they bleeped it. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, and everything like that. So I feel like
that's playing up on it. Yep.
Yeah, so I feel like they're following up on the fact that he's angry at himself, but he's also angry at.
He's like when he was making those noise, pushing shit. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm guessing they're.
That's the next feud, and Hideo's a heel. So, I mean, that should be interesting. Yeah, that's what I said.
Name her. I'm on that person's Twitter, and that person really did just name
Naruto.
Naruto. This is the Twitter.
Let me see. Holy shit, Naruto dead. Like,
also, this is a year ago, so she's a year old. No, so this little baby Naruto is 1 year old now.
Naruto, let's just think about that. Wait, even fucking Hokage.
I'm pretty sure that's hard to say when you go to school.
Naruto.
I mean, you could lie and say it's African because most people do that.
And then we move on to the main event, which was Killian Dane versus No Jose. This was the first time that one of the standing members, other than Eric Young, had a singles match. So in this case, it was Killian Dane, and he had his own entrance music. It was like a distortion. I think I like what they're doing with Sanity when it comes to they're fighting one-on-one. His entrance music was similar to Eric, like regular Sanity music. So basically I can tell. Eric Young has the default Sanity music. Killian Dane had like this Scottish, like Irish theme to like this distorted music of Sanity.
Yeah.
But you hear like the bagpipes and whatever. I thought it was kind of cool how they did that entrance. The music, how they did the music. But he was fighting Noe Jose because Noe Jose came back last week after he's been out for almost 2 months.
And something about that. That was the main event and not
Hideo Only Lurkin. I know. But hey, no. But again, the thing about NXT, they put anything as the main event. Like it doesn't matter.
True.
So,
I kind of feel like No Way Jose, and that would have been the second to last main event.
Thing to I know. I feel like the whole thing was more important than this. But hey, whatever. I guess because I think the whole point they was trying to put across, as Tom Phillips loved to say, like he said with a firm voice.
Wait, Tom Phillips does commentary for NXT now?
He still does. Yeah, he still does.
Oh, wow.
He was saying how now Killian Dane is now free at will to roam without Sanity. You know, like he's like the Sanity's still a thing. It's just like he's able to do stuff by himself now. So I guess I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know if Killian Dane is going to be a singles player on his own. I don't know as much.
I'm about to say, what is he not with Sandy?
No, he is. The whole point was trying to get across that Sandy doesn't have to be a group. They can do whatever they want. Like they don't have to think about it. With the exception of Eric Young, sometimes they're always together. If one come it's a fucking squad. It's squad deep in this bitch. Sanity. So it's like if one person does this, they all had to fucking do. Even Nikki Cross. So it's like, yeah.
By the way, Nikki Cross looks like one of my friends. Real life friends. Whose name is also Nikki.
No. I mean, I think
I'll have to show you a picture of her. Let's see if I'm not seeing things or whatever.
I got you. But yeah, other than that was pretty much NXT, and that pretty much all what happened this week in wrestling. So thank you guys for being a part of this. Thanks for the chat. Chatting up. I tried to respond to you guys as I was doing it. Yeah, so any final thoughts for me before we call it a night?
No, not really. I'm just excuse me. I'm kind of lining up on how.
No, you're fine.
My next couple of things. In the span of us talking, I actually got 3 things done. I'll actually show you.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually supposed to be a surprise for Summer Jam, but I'll actually show you. So this is what this side looks like.
That's cool.
Everything, and then this is my back. I'm not done with the back just yet. And I kind of looked at something, and I was kind of getting a little inspiration from Aleister Black's vest.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of took one of my old shirts.
Oh, cool.
I did that, and then on this side.
And you did that in the span of 3 hours.
No, not with this. No, I don't know. This been like weeks.
That's what I'm about to say. Like you did that in the span of 3 hours.
No. This should take time. I just ordered like 5 new patches. I ordered like a back. The patch I showed you, which by the way, let me check and see where that's at, because I think I'm actually surprised that it actually is coming earlier than I thought. Because last time I ordered from this guy, it took like a couple of weeks or like a month or whatever. But I realized that that's probably also because he when I bought it, it was around the holiday time. So that could have been the thing. Like people are shipping the holidays, it might be a little slower. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, this is like in New York. Hold on, it's in Flushing, New York, and it's left at it's in Flushing, New York. It departed it says your item departed our USPS faculty in Flushing, New York on June 10th at 6:43 p.m. The item is currently in transit to its destination, so which means that it's probably gonna be in Philadelphia by tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I just won't get it till Monday or Tuesday.
I got you.
Because
they don't ship packages. Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Yes, I'll probably get it between Monday or Tuesday. But I got like all these other patches coming. I got like the patch got to put up on top here, and I'm gonna put one down there, and everything like that. So I'm almost done, and I'm trying to get it done before August. But this is the ones I did in span of 3 hours. These three.
Yeah, the Iron Maiden killers. Like, I mean, like, damn man, like that's just incredible in my opinion.
And in fact, I'm doing like a Frankenstein stitch. So like I have a black stitch on the same, but then I'm putting it in white and I'm making it a little different, so the white actually will pop out and everything.
Well, I would love to see the final product.
When it yeah, you're going to.
Well, hopefully, I mean, maybe you can show it off next week, I guess.
I probably won't be done by next week. And also, like I said, I'm wearing this. The first time I'm going to wear this is going to be on for Summer Jam. That's what it's called, Summer Jam. That's the first time I'm going to wear this. I'll tell you when we're done this how I have this planned.
I got you. All right, man. So before you get off, any plugs you want to put in, Ron?
After this week, no. Oh, I will say the charity event that we did last week was a success. We've raised up over $2,000.
Very awesome, man.
I'm probably not allowed on a microphone anymore. No, not really. I was actually doing the raffling and everything, and apparently everyone liked me raffling mainly because I joked around with a lot of people. So like, if someone was like, yeah, so the ticket is 215 such and such such and such, but like there was someone that keep thinking about to call their number. They're like 215. I already know your number you have. 3, yeah. 2. Damn it! Oh, I'm so sorry.
1.
I would just play around with them like, do you have a 2? No, oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Yeah, so I will just, but everyone liked it. But all in all, we raised up about 2,000 plus. I can't figure the right number right away. But yeah, it was a fun time. But as far as
I'm glad, man. That's actually amazing.
Yeah. So as far as anything else after that, I really can't think of anything.
I got you. Well, guys, it's been a great night. Thanks, you guys. And actually, for once, I didn't fall asleep during the stream, or I actually wasn't tired. So, thank you guys. This is Crater signing off. Catch you guys later. See ya. No, do not hit that button.